Don't want to get squished. So.
Alright, back at it with Shadow of War. And last time we left off just taking the fortress over. So we're gonna do a few guild fights real quick.
Yeah, you know, good sir, you died from hitting me. Me on the other hand, I'm smart, so I can't die. Boom. This dude died when he was healing. Come on now. Okay. Okay.
Ooh,
I'ma just and go another. This is not my game.
Maybe you never
How can you tell like how much XP you get? Player status. I'm level 11? What the heck? Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So leave right there. So it's weird. Oh no. Oh, I accidentally used it. So there is
so basically in these guild fights, online players pit their controlling orcs against each other to see what orc is stronger. So that's what I'm doing. I'm watching my orc fight someone else's. It looks like I'm gonna win. Yep. And looks like I won.
Look a parry? Okay. Must be like a parry.
So yeah, those are guild fights.
It's locked. Alright. Can I walk in? Okay. I'm gonna help this guy open a freaking door. Okay. Oh, he needs a key. That's what he needs. See, socializing is, except for when it's forced. Soul of Nameless Soldier. Okay.
Oh, this is where I was earlier. So I have to go that way, I assume? I think I gotta go that way. Alright.
Oh, so there's an enemy around here. Okay. Now see, bloodstains are more helpful than the messages. Why is that?
Well, you get more information out of bloodstains to know exactly how people died.
Yeah. Oh, a person in the hood. Okay, I probably shouldn't approach them, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yes, I am the next one.
Alright, so with this I can gather some intel. And we still got a few orcs that I apparently haven't caught yet or ran into, that type of stuff. So I'm gonna go after that guy. He's pretty strong.
You may level up power up by the wait, by the wait, what? Hold on. Did it say?
No.
What's this? Access recovery the limited area. Ooh, okay, no. You good? Jedi, calm down. Calm down. No, you're not. No, you're not. I am not undead.
It's not my problem.
Okay. Okay, good sir, I am not undead, alright? So nothing that does sound, nothing like that. Of course you would be stupid enough to just fall over. Alright.
Your character?
Whoa! Yeah, I got on at 5. You went for 5 hours. Yeah, 440. I still have a couple more.
Alright. Let's go.
No. No, 37. Oh, Jesus, that's 440. Yes. Wait, that many deaths? Jeez. People do die in this game. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wait, which one?
So mad.
Yo. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, what is this? Hold on. Someone got murked? Hold on a second. Life gem. How many life gems am I gonna get? Ooh, I'm entering a dungeon. This is probably a bad idea. But you know what? I'm blocked, so I don't care. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, oh, what? So am I blocked? Contraption does not move. Alright, so I'm guessing my quest is to make this thing work.
What? I smell something.
Okay, I was going to say, do I want to go
I'm gonna
left
just keep
or-
on running.
Alright, let's... Oh, a chest. Hello there. Nothing's opening. Kratos. Gotcha. Crimson Armor. Alright. Oh, there's water. I don't like water. Hold on a second. Whew. Okay. I can only roll, apparently, this game. So, what exactly do you have to do? Do I have to crouch? Hold on a second. Just all the buttons in the world. How do I freaking crouch? Dang it. What is the whole point of this little area right here? Like, seriously. There's literally no point to this area. Switch ahead. Where's the switch? Oh! Thank you! Helpful messages?
I will not let this go unanswered.
Oh! Wow! I could have done that 5 times. Try jumping off. Oh no. freaking thief sword. Can I use it? Can I use it? Oh, because I can't carry two weapons.
I'm right here.
Good luck, but tough enemy? Oh, heck no.
Try that trick on me, I'll break your knees. Keep your guard up, or you'll be next.
Try lever.
Time for a
Oh!
serious
There's a
beating.
lever? See, I would not have figured this out. Without all these people. Ah,
Why is
okay.
there so many guys?
Oh, I think I see. Tough enemy. Alright, let's see how tough this enemy is. Try rolling. Alright, I'm gonna fight a boss. I'll fight a boss. Let's see.
Cross his face.
Kappa!
Ooh. Oh, hello there, big guy. Yeah, see, I always knew this was a bad idea. But I don't care. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, okay, well, he's following me, he's following me. Yeet!
I think it's slow to kill it.
I can kill him, but see, here's the thing. I don't want to kill him. I don't want to waste my time with this big guy for no reason at all. And there's another big guy right here. Okay. Alright, you know what? Let me attack you with my soul stuff. Yeet! Oh, that's not doing any damage. Okay, okay. Yeet! I wonder, can I do like more damage with this if I hold it? Nope, okay. Oh gosh. Whew. Well, you thought you stabbed me. Boy, you hitboxes are lame. Oh wait, never mind, never mind. Okay, shouldn't have questioned his hitboxes. Ooh, okay, kill him with one more. Oh, oh, I died. Wow. Okay. Well, there's that. I died from being pressured by a freaking boss. Okay. Wow, now I gotta do. Now I gotta do all that all over again, bruh.
Connor, did you ever get to the Vanquish yet?
No, I have not done the Vanquish yet.
Are you certain?
Nope. Yeah, that's it, man, talking. Oh. Dang it, now I gotta do all that over again. What the heck? Okay. Whatever. So there's nothing in that first castle. Not first castle, the first place. There's nothing in the second place. Yes, you can, King DJ. If you believe in yourself and the heart of your skills.
Oh no, it's not good.
Alright. Alright, I'm going to try that one more time. Ooh!
Not good.
Wait a second, sword. Ooh, a bone fire. Okay, there we go. Bone fire. Dude, is this the same girl that was over here? Oh, it is the same girl. Oh, so it's saved, but it doesn't save. Okay.
Oh, it doesn't make any
I know it doesn't make any sense, but it does at the same time. Mm-hmm. Alright, but you know what? Now I got more soul arrows, so I'm gonna kill them. I got 30 soul arrows? Heck yeah. Alright, so enough searching, it's time to kill that boss. Construction does not work. Without loading, I'm gonna go left. I'm gonna juke the left to juke the right. Get this chest. I said we're gonna get this chest. That is. Oh! That's dumb.
The ghouls are getting close. Let's dim the light and set the mood.
Yoink. Ow. Oh! Yo, wait, why do my eyes look like this? Looks like I legit just freaking died. Okay. Apparently I am a zombie. What the heck? I do not like this. I do not like the sight of me being a zombie. Alright, now we gotta do this again. We gotta do this again. Come here, boy. Come here. I got something special for you. It's called Yeet. Now, can I? Oh, retrieval of what bloodstain? Oh. Boink. 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 Oh, I thought I could make it. I thought I could make it, but I didn't. Ooh. Alright, can I stab this guy? He wants a sword fight? I'll give him a sword fight. Yeet. Yeet, 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 yeet. Okay. Cracked
Yeah, I bet you
blue
like those
apple.
sword fights, don't you?
DeLorean, stop!
I didn't say shit.
Oh, there's an even bigger guy. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm gonna... No, I don't got this. I'm about to freaking die again. Oh,
You're gonna die from the
Jesus.
sword fight?
Oh no, why does this guy have a giant club? Oh my gosh, this thing's huge! Hold on a second. Oh my health, oh my health. Okay. It's not funny. Oh, okay, you know what, fine. I'm gonna heal and then we're gonna have ourselves a sword. Die! Oh, okay. That was me dying again. And this guy and his giant club. Alright, you know what? I got 25 more minutes left. I got 25 more minutes left to kill 2 bosses. Got you. Nah, I got it. I got this one. I got it. Let's go. Let's go back. 3rd time's the charm. This time, I know what I'm doing. Watch me die because I died. It just pops up out of nowhere. Oh, okay.
Yo, what's up, Breezy? How's it going, fam? Yeah, he's in the stream.
do this again, pull these levers, go to this place, then to that
Oh
place.
shoot.
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure if this was Dungeons and Dragons, it would not be this bad.
No much, just kick back, relaxing, man. Oh, that's good. I'm just playing a little bit of Shadow of War. You know, I played Shadow of Mordor, and then I saw that I still had Shadow of War, and I haven't finished the game yet, so I was just like, well, shit, let me go ahead and start streaming that. You know, this is a good break from online games.
Yeet. Oh, sweet Jesus, I don't want to do that. Oh, I'm about to die. I'm about to die again. Oh my god. Alright,
Shadow of War.
Stop shooting at me!
This is probably one of the dopest, I'd have to say RPGs. Well, it's not even an RPG, it's more like an adventure game, but that's still pretty tight. This game is lit as fuck, bro.
Okay,
When
he's about to
playing
kill
user,
me.
take a break from online. Yeah, sometimes you just need that break from the online scene. It can get pretty toxic.
Example A, what I had to go through earlier.
Keep an eye on our treasures, lads.
I thought that
And
would
no
work.
filching, unless you want me to
There we
take your
go.
fingers.
See, now I can snipe him.
Let me come over here. Oh, you're not dead.
Oh my gosh. This dude's huge. Okay. It's alright. Yeah, man, go standing. Oh gosh. Oh, roll. Gotta roll.
Yeah, he's almost dead.
Whew. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, he got into a fight with a Steve player,
One item.
and because he disconnected, and because you know how Tekken Netcode servers are, he got disconnected, and the dude, the Steve player, messaged him and was like, you know you rage quit, you a bitch for rage quit and all this other shit, and he's sitting here trying to tell him like, no dude, I didn't rage quit, you know how these Tekken servers are, but it was just a bunch of bullshit. They got me into the chat, and I don't know, you're gonna have to ask them for screenshots, because when I joined the chat,
This guy has a shield. Okay. Hold on a second. Now the real fight begins. Yeah, the real fight begins because this dude has a shield. You cheat. You're not supposed to have a shield. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, that health.
lame ass scrub. Yeah, he is. I mean, I don't really care about that.
No.
I don't go through all that drama and shit.
No, I'm dying by freaking giant statues that want to kill me all day.
Just ask them for screenshots. They'll give them to you.
Alright, well, you know what? It's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
bro.
Now that I know
drama is for
that
the
there's
birds. People are just bitches nowadays. Yeah, you right. That's how it always is. I just don't be paying attention. You send me hate mail, I'm probably going to ignore your ass.
Oh, what is this
Like,
glowing?
Yeah,
You're getting
for you.
mad. If you're mad enough over the game to send me a message, then that means that you have enough time in your life to be a fucking no-life scrub.
Dang. Put them out there. Alright. This time, I ain't gonna die. This time. Shut up, Jedi.
Look at you. You look so happy. I'm not. This time I'm gonna do a job. Once and for all.
If 3 times the charm wasn't worth it, then the 4th time the charm's the new saying.
Could just flame their ass. Yeah, you could go with that option.
We're over here dying by freaking statues.
So mad.
Yeah, because I shouldn't be dying over
What
a
are you
statue.
watching?
I feel like I should not be dying by a statue of all things. Like, come on now. Hold on, what level am I? I'm level 11. And I'm over here dying by statues. Do you not see? Yeah, it is. Well, okay, I see it as being bad. Because I shouldn't be
Do I have
dying
a
by statues.
Twitch? Yeah, I have a Twitch. I just don't stream the Twitch. I should start streaming the Twitch.
I just don't like dying by statues. Okay?
I was gonna wait until I got a bigger following. That way I could take my following over to Twitch. That way, you know, I ain't
By
starting
what?
from ground zero.
I ain't gonna die by no bird. The heck?
Okay, which one's worse? A bird or a statue?
A bird
Oh,
would be
man.
worse. Like,
Let me see if I can get the leaping shot.
Oh, a goldfish.
I ain't gonna die by no goldfish. I don't know what you're talking about, the goldfish one.
Yeah. Can I climb the damn building? All right, there we go.
Yeet!
How does
Okay.
he?
Charging. Bonfire ahead. There's a bonfire here? If there was a bonfire
Wait
here,
a
I wouldn't
minute,
be
I'm lagging!
invaded by... Oh, hold on. I'm being invaded by someone. What the heck? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
You either run straight to the next boss area or you fight the invader off.
Okay, but like, where do I find this invader? Oh, I think I see him. I think I see him.
Just
Oh.
just tags people when you going live and stuff.
Yo! I'm about to
I'll
die.
help
I'm
you
about to
get
die
to
for this.
affiliate. I want to help Sandman and Whip become one. Okay.
Oh, oh, you want to really do that? You want to really do that now? Come on now.
Yeah, sure. I don't mind streaming the Twitch. I could.
Say farewell to your pets. And hello
Oh my god.
Oh, he hit me with the... Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. He coming after you. He ain't coming after me.
Is that an online thing?
Yes, this is an online player. This dude over here want to use me as a shield against all these other guys. Heck no. Oh, come on now. Come on
Look.
now.
This man
Oh.
doesn't work this work. You don't want this work, bro. Look, you can't even handle it.
Oh no! Why? Why? Why are there so many of these guys? Oh my gosh. I'm about to die. Yes, he can kill me. That's what he's trying to do. Oh Jesus. Oh sweet. Oh, hello there. Okay. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay. How do I freaking run then? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me attack this guy. Let me attack this guy. Nope. I'm dodging your fire. Yeet. Yeet. What you gonna do? Yeet. Oh, hold on a second. I know it hit me. Oh. I hate the fact that these things aren't attacking him. They're only attacking me. You know what? Yeet. All right. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You wanna have a magic fight? I got you, fam. Yeet. Fire versus ice. What you gonna do? Fire
And
versus
I'm
ice. What you gonna
off
do?
until Saturday, so we gonna get it in. All right, bro.
Woo!
Yeah,
What you gonna
because
do? What you gonna
I got
do?
one class tomorrow in the morning, and I'm good until Monday.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Because you know, college
Oh,
life.
you freaking Oh, this dude over here, he healing too. He healing too. He knows what's up. Nah, you wanna try healing? You wanna really try healing? Come on now. Come on now.
Wait!
Boy, come here. Come here, boy. Oh, you eat it, boy. Okay. Ah! I cannot hit me! Oh, okay. Yo, what is this freaking... Oh, God. Oh, I'm about to die.
Jesus Christ.
You know what?
I had the mic muted behind the entire time. Are you okay?
And then you gonna taunt me. Okay, because you invaded my stuff. You invaded a noob's. Okay, alright.
He sent you a message?
Hmm?
He sent you a message?
Nah, but this dude over here, and he invaded me and wanted to square with me as I'm getting attacked by the statues. And then he gonna taunt me as I die.
Yeah, that's invaders. That's how invasions work. Like if you die, or if they just end up ganking you along with the enemies, they don't care for taunting you. They'll do it. Don't pay any attention to it. Are you and Anaconda the only ones online? Nah, it's me, Anaconda, Whip, and Raven. Oh, and King D-Jack.
Alright.
Yeah, so there's
Hopefully
like
I
5
don't
of
get
us in this party.
Hopefully I don't get invaded again so I can actually fight these bosses.
I am proven worthy.
I didn't want to have a good time playing this game, but no, I had to get invaded. And I had to lose because I got hit by a statue. Come on. Still dying. Statues. Nah. Oh, King Ninja. Okay, but see, here's the thing. I don't die by statues. I die by people. This man, he abused the statues, led me into an arena with like 4 statues, and then had them fight me. As he was in the background just shooting fire, just throwing fireballs.
Well, you know, there's a first time for everything.
Yeah, it's the first time. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Hopefully I don't get invaded again. If I do, it would be terrible. Alright.
False proof? Are you kidding, motherfucker? Oh my god.
What happened? What happened?
This son of a bitch is frost proof. I'm weak. Now I gotta put in all this extra work to kill you.
Okay, now that I know that there's a huge ton of them, I should probably save my soul arrows. So like 5 each. 5 soul arrows each. And that's the 5th one?
Yeah, you underestimate me, nigga. Now shut up and take this L.
Ooh. Sword fight, boy. What you gonna do about this sword fight? Pause. Because the warrior wants to make it weird. Oh, hello.
Yeah, you're mine now, boy. You wasn't about to go anywhere.
I'm just gonna dodge, run, because that's all I can do. Yo, target the guy. There we go. This lock-on system is actually pretty bad. Oh, hello there. Yeet. Okay. Alright, so now what do I get from killing him? Nothing.
Oh, damn, what are you doing?
You said what, Raven?
I was telling you the Lord, and I was asking what
You was asking what I what?
what are you playing?
Shadow of War.
Sorry.
It's a pretty dope adventure game.
Oh, so is this guy still in my world, or is the second boss just not here now? Well, you know what? Screw you. I'm about to go to the arena. Should I just do the start doing the story first and then worry about all this extra stuff? Awesome. Oh, 1, 2, 3. 3 huge statues that I died. Okay. I'm just going.
Sorry.
What does the revival do? Okay, hold on. Finger. Yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious.
Doesn't it play like a movie, kind of?
Oh, sweet Jesus! Oh, sweet Jesus! Oh, wrong button to dodge, wrong button to dodge, wrong button to dodge. Oh. King D-Jack, don't let me get on you with my Lucky Chloe. I will. Why are there more statues? Why are there more statues?
Look, Anaconda, nobody gives a damn about show motherfucking Lucky Chloe, okay? Pay attention to Dark Souls.
I am paying attention to Dark Souls, and I'm over here getting jumped by freaking statues.
You fucking deserve it,
oh,
dirty bitch.
You about to get butchered into that game.
Okay, alright, you know what? Forget this. Forget this. You know what? If I freaking die, I freaking die. Alright, that's it and that's all. Whew.
Is that guy still bullying you?
Nah, he left. But still, fact is, I'm over here dying from statues like a noob.
What's wrong?
I am not a noob, okay? I am. Oh, hello there.
He can't cross that bridge.
Shut up, Raven.
No, you
Yeah.
shut up. That was funny.
No, he can't cross the bridge. He can cross the bridge. Oh my
That
god.
thing is skinny. How did that not break?
This game defies all the laws of logic. You know what? You know what? Screw the statues. I'll kill them later. Okay, that's Shut up, King D-Jack. You are not trying to help, okay? You're making this worse. If I want to, hey, no, that's a terrible laugh. Stop. But if I want to kill statues, okay, then I want to kill statues. I can't kill no statues because I have this zombie-looking thing on my face.
Well, get that zombie nigga off your face and you didn't kill the statue.
No, but I don't even know what this is on my face.
Oh my god, I'm getting shot by arrows and shit.
I got one person over here getting jumped by statues. Got another nigga getting shot by arrows. Damn.
Raven, and King D-Jack, y'all ain't helping. Y'all ain't helping at all.
Well, we trying to help you out. We trying to give you some good advice and stuff.
Why would you go that way?
Our advice is kindness.
And he runs off.
Reason around like the promise of payback. If I don't get to
Jeez.
Yeah, you're a fight for our advice.
Nah, I ain't taking your advice, alright? I'm stubborn, alright? I accept the stubbornness that I have.
Yeah, that's should be.
I mean, I just want to kill some statues, man. Now I can't even do that because they're too hard. And what is this on my face? Hold on.
Like, what does it look like?
Looks like I'm freaking dead. Like I'm legit dead. No, this ain't no upgrade.
Look like he was in the movie Face Off.
Yeah, you worry about your game, King
You
D-Jack.
got
Do yourself a favor.
zombie somewhere that got your face while you got theirs. You got faced off.
Come on, let me target him. Bro, this shit is making me mad. You know, I'm gonna just go down there and fight. Fuck it.
I am broke. So you know what? Screw you.
Anaconda, you okay like that?
No, I'm not okay. I'm salty. I'm salty. I got jumped by statues and another player. Jeez.
What? Why so salt? Hey, you just take some of that salt that you got built up and put it for some recipes for Thanksgiving.
You know what, Raven? You're not helping. You're not helping, Raven.
I'm helping you, bro. I'm helping you.
No, you're not. You're not. No, stop. You're not calming me down. Okay, all I want to do... No, stop. All I want to do is kill some statues, but I can't even do that in this game, alright? So stop, alright? It's not calming me down. Yeah, yeah.
You got a point. Yeah.
Immune to execute. Bitch, what?
Get the goddamn game, Anaconda.
You said what? What did you say, what?
You came from? Goddamn.
Wait, what did you say?
Look, all of y'all need to chill out.
No, I ain't gonna chill out.
I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to my game, nigga.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, what?
Jeez.
I'm good.
If you knew exactly what I was playing and what the fuck I'm going through right now, you would be saying the same shit that I'm saying to these niggas.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why am I over here fighting these little piglets? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you better
No
make
one
some
asked you.
better make some ham and bacon out the motherfucker.
If I can't vault him, then why are you giving me the option to vault? I hate this game so much. I hate this fucking game so much, bro.
And sausage, and fat back, and pig ears.
Yeah,
and pig
give me that
ears,
ass.
all that stuff.
You're not ending shit, boy.
Oh, they actually do pretty decent damage with piggies. And I can't do any damage to them. How do I freaking level up?
I almost forgot about that, though. And pork chops. You have to get pork chops.
What are you talking about, pork chops?
You said, why are you fighting them little piglets, right? I said,
Why are
better-
you here? Hold on, what pig is this? This is a dog. What the heck is
This
this?
is because I was invited to the party.
What?
Don't have to worry about alarms here. You should fear
You see them trying to sneak over here? Hold on a second. I'm here over here about to die to freaking piglets. If I die to piglets, I'm quitting this game.
Can I brutalize
Oh,
you?
man.
I can.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
hold on, Adatata. Let me.
Well, you ain't so tough now, are you?
First,
Say
you
what?
jumped by some statues. Now you getting jumped by the 3 little pigs.
What's up with it? I'll brutalize you too.
Basically.
What's up with it?
Because apparently.
What's up with it?
Ooh, they take a lot of magic damage, so it's good. It's good. You almost
Yeah, you thought you was all big and bad. Where's all that shit talk now?
You ain't a dick, nigga. You ain't a dick.
See, this is exactly why y'all. Ooh, I can't even say that because it's messed up the pigs. And I'm nice to pigs, except for
I
ones
did
that try
that
to
just
kill
so I
me.
can stab him. Just so I can stab it in the ass. Okay.
And you gotta definitely take your ass to a slaughterhouse after you to make off at least about 10 different meals out them damn pigs.
Jeez, over here attacking me for no reason. First I get attacked by statues, then I get jumped by statues along with another player, and then I get attacked by the 3 little pigs. What game is this?
Dark Souls.
No one asked you, DeLorean.
I mean, you did ask all of us. It was a general question.
It was a rhetorical question.
It didn't sound so rhetorical, especially since you're a noob.
Yes, okay, I don't like it when I'm almost dying from the 3 little
Look,
pigs.
don't take
These
your
things-
anger out on us just because I warned you, nigga. I warned you. I said you're going to die a lot. Don't get so mad. And here you are taking your anger out on us. It ain't our fault that you dying because you a noob, nigga. You better take that shit off your mic. No, better yet, keep the mic on because I want to keep laughing at you.
Cause you gonna keep what?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm, yeah, that's what I thought. Ooh, y'all lucky I gotta get off right now. Ooh.
Just save us from pain.
Well, when I get back, ooh, I'm gonna play some more Dark Souls. I'm gonna kill all the statues. It's the first thing I'm gonna do.
Nah, the first thing you're gonna do is get killed about 5 more times.
No one is talking to you, Raven. Anyways, I'll see all y'all later. Jeez.
Alright, so we
King
gotta
D-Jack,
return to
keep your mouth
Venus
shut.
Mobile.
Whoa! Hold on a second. Okay, we're gonna end it on that note. Bye.
Don't maybe have to make some snakes. Don't maybe have to get in the mood to make some snakes.
No, this is Venus Morgul, right? Right? Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. All right, there we go. So it looks like we're about to do a story mission.
Okay, I'm done.
king secures his
Oh,
citadel
okay.
in a veil of shadow.
You know, I thought it was Whip for a minute, but I didn't know he left.
Alright.
Well, I guess he had to leave and.
Oh
he
yeah,
left
oh
and
yeah, I gotta
came back
sign a
again.
bodyguard. Let's see.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I saw him pop in for a quick second and talk.
We'll make this guy my bodyguard. Especially since he fights with Curse anyway.
Hey, bitch. Hey, bitch. Yeah, you shut your ass up, bitch.
Yo, what's up,
what's
Breezy?
Oh, what's good, baby?
That nigga Anaconda
No,
left. He was pressed as fuck.
Yo, you ain't lying. He was stressing the hell out. Make you
Right.
lose a whole lot. You gonna die a lot.
I told him he gonna die a lot and it's gonna make him rage a lot. And this nigga sitting in the party taking his anger out on us because he's dying to stupid shit. Like, I warned you, did I not? You just wanna sit there and all day.
When our army is ready, we will
Yeah, at first he got jumped by a bunch of statues. Like, I mean, statue game.
Oh,
shit,
Breezy
whole lot
was
of games.
Breezy was in the chat the entire time. Well, no, he wasn't in the party chat, but he was in my stream the entire time.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, I was listening.
And then this nigga gonna get killed by the 3 little pigs. I'm like, you better make I guess you hear me saying you better make all kind of at least 10 dishes out them pigs. I mean, I want to see some ham, some pig ears, some hog head cheese, some fat back, some bacon, some fat. I said fat back already. Some pig feet, some pig tails.
There's something funny about Dark Souls 2 is that those pigs ain't nothing to fuck with. you go against those pigs at level 1 and they all gonna fuck your shit up. I told him to explore everything, but he didn't ask me.
Anaconda shit. Anaconda just basically does. He'd be like, "Oh, why would I?" He acts like he doesn't have to listen. I mean, I don't even know why you tried explaining it to his monkey. Yeah.
Right. I just wanted to warn him about the damn.
He fucking cool.
I just wanted to warn him about the game because he was asking about it.
Be on your guard.
Your ability to track the Nazgul, another gift from Galadriel.
A gift.
Oh yeah, he said, yeah, you like DJ, you know what? Stop talking. Like, you shut up. No, he told you to shut up. He even telling both of us to shut up. I'm like, wait, man, don't tell me to shut up. That shit was funny, my nigga.
They need not be obstacles.
Oh, so he being a real coon, huh?
Valuable assets.
Oh yeah, I mean, he is a coon for
Hey,
nothing.
what's up, K-Nart?
He's not a coon for nothing, so yeah.
We should stick together, Ranger.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of early.
Bro, this Yakuza shit is so much fun.
Oh, you playing? Oh, you got Yakuza now?
Oh yeah, I downloaded it.
Oh hell, oh yeah, man, that shit good, man. Yeah, come. Yeah, what chapter you at now? You just started?
I just started. It's not all the way done download. It's not gonna be probably done downloading until.
It'll take about a couple of hours depending on what else you got on your PS4. But you know, like I said, it's pretty good. I'll put it like this: if you ever played the first one on the PS2, it's kind of like a retelling of it for different bits and pieces. But the shit's dope though.
Yeah.
But what's up, K-Nart?
Ranger, stay by my side. I know the way.
Look, it's not that easy, okay? I can't just... What's going on? Nothing much. You just missed out on a shit ton of drama with old, with Anaconda's head ass.
This ring It's not their prize.
That nigga was taking his anger out on the party because he kept dying in Dark Souls, which I warned him about. That nigga was so pressed he left the damn party shot.
You know that means not no RPGer.
We have a better chance against them together.
Yeah, because, I mean, after you know he ain't one to really take in.
Because he keep dying in DS, like, that's not my fault.
I've dabbled in RPGs, you know, I can fucks with it a little bit.
Jump Force drops.
It takes a lot of strategy. I mean, I really don't mind having a game that makes you think. So, yeah, okay. It's like if I mix this with this, what the fuck? Oh yeah, that'll work. Shit, I should have thought about that earlier. Shit.
Hey yo, get off of the bay. You're not allowed to touch the bay. That is absolutely not allowed. That's what we kept saying to him, is why I act surprised, but he just decided to take his anger out on the damn party chat.
Exactly, I'm like, the hostility, sir.
Right? That nigga was so motherfucking hostile.
He was acting like a typical Negro. Like,
he had a legit nigga moment with a video game. How do you let that shit happen?
Where are you going? We should stay together.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is true. He did have a nigga moment.
He legit had a nigga moment. Like, there is no denying that.
Oh yeah. And trust me, for someone that had some nigga moments on Tekken, that was a nigga moment.
Right. Can I please target the oh my god. Okay.
Just like you having a slight nigga moment right now. Just a slight one, not a
That's just because some of the game mechanics of this game just be irritating. It's like there's an auto target feature that you can't turn off. So of course I'm trying to aim at one fucking orc and oh, okay, yeah, he's already dominated. Never mind. You see, like, she can just walk past them and I can't. Why does the game do this to me?
Bro, I can't wait to stream Yakuza shit. Oh man. 2 players play off versus each other in mini games. Is that online?
Destroy the Nazgul forever.
If there is,
Does he get like other outfits and shit or no?
Stay by my side, Ranger, and I will show you what a ring wraith is.
Raven.
Yeah.
Does he get like other outfits and shit or no?
You know, I haven't gotten that far yet, but I think you could change it later on in the game.
The Witch King has taken possession of this city. Now he will take possession of you.
Talion, the light of Galadriel will shield us.
Dark power is no match for the light of Galadriel.
What the fuck? Right. I have to parry you from far away. That shit is so annoying, bro.
I'm not paying y'all. I'll just get out the joint.
I have to parry this man from like a full ass. Get off me. What? I can't shoot at him? I guess not. Okay. Because that's just perfectly fair. Well, when you're new to Dark Souls, you're gonna die a lot. Like it's a hard game for that reason. It's one of the hardest RPGs out there. But I warned him. It ain't my fault. Woo! That nigga popped up behind me. Oh shit! Ooh-wee. Yo. Oh, okay, so I can counter that little teleport bullshit you're doing with my own teleport.
I know you jumped in. Jump in, say something, and then oh damn, you had chapter. Okay, you had chapter 3. Well, you had to sneak into that funeral.
Yeah.
Bruh, that was a pain in the ass. Because you have to like legit walk slow and don't like you can talk to some people, but if you talk to the wrong person, they're gonna throw you out and you have to start over. But the best bet to do is from where you start standing, go walk to the right. I guess they'll actually tell you what to do. You walk to the right, and then you'll see a thing over to the right. You have to walk there. Kind of like keep it to the right of everything until you make a left. But there's like there's an undertaker that will tell you about a morning man.
Oh my god.
It's like I said, it's a good bit of steps. I'll try and walk you through it once you get there.
Oh shit, I ain't done download yet. Can't even do it.
Man.
So I guess I will be streaming that in full swing.
Forces of rotten fruit squeezed in my fist.
What, Yakuza? What the fuck? They have a Power Rangers video got delivered? What the fuck? What type of jewelry is this?
The She-Elf knows this.
R.I.P. racist. Fuck that racist bitch.
Lady Galadriel's light protects us.
Oh. Oh. Damn, I remember that video. Man, fuck that racist ass bitch. Rest in, like, burning hell, bitch. This was a different video. This was a video about this lady who was being racist in I think either in a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts or some shit. Anyway, the lady come to find out she was a damn drug addict and had committed suicide. Welcome. she died. Oh, she committed suicide in 2015 after the taping of the video. Yep. Okay.
So yeah, if anybody's wondering, the Shadow of the Middle-earth Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor games, they are the prequels to Lord of the Rings.
What has been done to you? Kneel before your king.
Were you granted vision?
Yes.
Then you understand. These were once great men, but they could not resist a ring of power.
Sauron's rings were designed to subjugate their wearers. I realized that too late. But now, I have crafted a ring that is perfect. This one is pure.
Pure what, I wonder?
You would have thought this nigga learned his lesson and not craft any more damn rings.
So long as that shadow hangs over the city, we've no hope of retaking it.
But there are other places in Mordor.
Aladdin, John, yeah.
Only build our army.
Like I said, you would have thought, like, after all the rings that he made and all the mistakes that he made and how many wars and people died over these damn rings, that he would stop making them, and then he goes and crafts another fucking one. Like, this is literally the epitome of someone who doesn't know when to stop. You know those time to stop memes? Yeah, they're better used against this guy. Alright, I need intel. Alright, I guess I can leave Nazgul or Minas Morgul. Check my quests. I think, let's see, I did the Tower of Sorcery. So I guess I'll get the ritual out the way.
It is time we attacked this chosen problem at its source.
The closer we get, the closer we come to facing their master.
And with that dialogue, we're going to fast travel to Sir Thungol.
Oh, I just thought about something. You wanna know the most OP character I was thinking about earlier?
Hmm.
Oh.
What if Goku Black had to unlock Ultra Instinct?
Yeah.
That shit would be
That's an
dope.
OP ass thing. That shit's OP as fuck. I mean, Ultra Instinct itself is already OP, but nigga, with Goku Black, oh shit. That might be the nigga to be scared of.
Especially since he already uses Goku's natural Saiyan ability to heal himself, he just speeds that shit up, which is unfair. Now, how are you gonna cheat, but I can't?
Yeah. Bro, I gotta get that Jump Force Ultimate Edition so I can play the game 3 days ahead of everybody else.
You gotta jump on everyone. Probably put it on. Probably not stream. Probably stream it a little bit.
But see, that's the hard part about it, because with me trying to build my computer, and if I'm trying to have it done,
That is so far.
I'm not gonna be able to just drop $100 fucking on no fucking collector's edition.
Right, like that shit is so far. I'm not about to run 2,000 fucking meters all the way over there. You got me fucked up.
Damn.
Alright, let's do this.
Oh, the outfits and the customization shit's gonna be so nice, nigga. I'm gonna be all over it.
Altario has discovered the location of a Nazgul ritual disrupted to prevent the Nazgul from creating more chosen. Alright, so if you guys don't know who the Nazgul is, they're kind of like the antagonist of this game. Like the huge enemies. Sauron, who was like the first elf to betray his master, had stolen a few of the rings that was made by the main character here, and then used them to kind of like control the world type of thing. So that way men didn't wage war and stuff and all this other stuff. But all he succeeded in doing was damn near wiping out all of the elves. So we're trying to get all those rings back. The people that work under Sauron that we're at conflict with right now are called the Nazgul.
So that's how the Chosen are created. I thought it'd be more festive.
The Nazgul is entirely focused on the ritual. This is the perfect time to strike.
Archers cover the approach. It would be wise to eliminate them quietly.
That was close. Alright, so what am I doing now?
Welcome, Talion. Come to join these three in service to the Witch King. For that is your destiny. You must know this. We will never stop.
Oh, shut
Not
up.
with the Chosen, and not with you.
One of you should start the cook fire. Hey! Have you ever seen a man ruined by a dozen Uruks at once, my sweet? This one! I'll make you burn!
After all this time, you still haven't learned anything.
Is everybody alive?
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm just sitting here fucking waiting for all this dialogue to end so I can start killing shit.
Show you what we do to unwanted invaders.
Alright, there we go. Yeets. Oh, that shit was easy. Now to deal with the rest of you assholes. Wait, is this one arrow proof? Yeah, he's arrow proof. I didn't know that you was enraged by acrobatics. Alright, that's another one. Ooh.
Your fall is inevitable.
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we here. I didn't keep it real from the jump. Different at my mama's house, we argued every month.
Damn.
Finally. What the fuck? Man, I swear to God, bro. I hate it. I really do hate it how they can just cheat at their own game mechanics, but apparently I can't.
Damn. That sucks.
The effects of our victory will be far-reaching. We've seized the initiative. Now they are forced onto the defensive.
Back an enemy into a corner, eh? Usually when they become the most dangerous.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, who the hell is that?
This nigga walked up on a little kid and smacked the Redskins hat off of him and said, "Fuck the Redskins, nigga." And the little boy started crying.
Damn, that's fucking cold.
I'd have beat that. If that had been my son, I'd have beat that nigga ass.
Oh, yeah, I about to say, that's your son, nigga. We be visiting you in jail.
I'd have boxed his ass. Oh, and nigga was wearing a was wearing a Redskins hat, and this nigga walked up and smacked it off off the kid's head, and the kid started crying. And he posted a video on Twitter talking about, oh, he's still crying, LOL. Nigga, I will fuck you up.
Nigga, like you ain't getting no goddamn credit on no props for that shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? You better be, like, if they know who that nigga is, he probably gonna get his motherfucking ass stomped out. You don't do that shit to no goddamn kid. What's wrong with you? That's just like, you know how this, like, say you we have baseball games and, you know, you going for a foul ball and the kid had it and the guy snatched it out of the kid's hand. That'd been my son. They'll end up banning me out that fucking stadium because I would have tried to
doubt it for a moment.
No, I'm saying they would have banned me because I would have tried to kill his mother. No, I would have tried to kick his ass.
Anybody
I would have bodied that nigga. No questions asked.
Wait,
hold on. What happened?
Okay, yeah, please explain, because that was just weird.
Oh, beat their ass. That shit ain't something fun to play about. Fuck them niggas.
Hell no.
No, bro, like, not even that, bro. The toxicness of all the communities, like, is just getting worse, bro. Like, people are just, it's like progressively getting worse. Just like they said, because they were like Xbox is going to put PlayStation out of business when the new Xbox and the PlayStation 5 comes out, because the PlayStation 5 is going to be $500.
I thought
shit, like this shit ain't gonna, like
no,
the
bro,
fucking,
it's gonna be 500. Nigga, it's gonna have it's gonna have wireless charging ports. It's gonna have touch screens on the controllers. Nigga, it's gonna be $500, bro.
Yeah, damn. You know, like, well, hold up, man. It's like,
I mean, even so, I mean, how does that have anything to do with PlayStation or Sony going bankrupt or shit like that?
Well, because Sony's poured all their money into the PlayStation 5. So if the PlayStation 5 flops, Sony's gonna be in some deep shit.
I doubt it flop.
But see, but the only reason why it wouldn't flop is because everybody's gonna buy a PlayStation regardless if they don't really like it. Like niggas are gonna still buy it. Like, I still bought it. Like, I hate Xbox. I'll never own an Xbox.
But here's another thing too.
If a nigga paid me to buy one, I wouldn't fucking own one.
I mean, but here's another thing that you can't forget, which is why I don't think Sony is ever going to, like, really go bankrupt, because they got control over stuff like music, Spotify, to other different devices like cell phones. They sell headphones. Like, they sell so much shit. It's really impossible to think that they're going to go bankrupt at any time soon. You know, and then look at the artists some of the artists that they own, like Michael Jackson. You can't tell me that they didn't make enough money off of his ass to be good for like the next 20-30 years.
But see, that's the thing, though. I mean, the thing about it is, though, it's from a business aspect. Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying, it may look good to us and everything like that, but at this point, it might still be doing above, like, keeping their head above water. Like, it's not. I don't think that Sony's, because if that was the, like, niggas are gonna buy a PlayStation just because if it's a PlayStation. Niggas ain't gonna go buy an Xbox just because this Xbox fan that grew up with it. Me, growing up, I had anyway, so it didn't matter if I didn't give a fuck to the nigga Xbox. But you know, the thing about it is, like, the graphics, everybody's worried about who's going to have more graphics, better graphics in the next couple years, but everybody needs to understand that we're reaching the point where you know how like I don't know, like you know how because people don't understand the technology, how fast it's moving, and that's why people don't see like, oh well why would this have better graphics and this wouldn't? Nigga, technology moves every 5 years. Technology takes like leaps. Like nigga, like okay, so think about this. Like you said, you remember a Blu-ray DVD player, right? How hot was that a couple? How hot was that? That was like the hottest thing out. Right? Like oh my god, Blu-ray. Oh, you know, PlayStation 3 capitalized on that shit. Well, now PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, and they capitalize on 4K Ultra, you know, 4 or 5K Ultra and shit like that. Well, nigga, you do realize Ultra, like 4K Ultra, is actually the old high def, and they're on like a whole nother thing now. And that's what the PlayStation 5 is. That's what the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox is going to be a part of, is in that generation, because that's going to be that's why a lot of games haven't been called, like they haven't announced a lot of games coming out yet, because they're waiting for the new console to come out for it, because the graphics are going to be that crazy on it. It's just crazy, like nigga. I mean, just in a couple years, nigga, a Blu-ray DVD player will be. I mean, Blu-ray will be considered like a VHS tape player to us now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like
VHS is like a relic now.
Yeah, it's a relic now. But you gotta think about it, bro. I'm 24, and what was it? 13 years ago, nigga, these players were the shit. Like, nigga, if you didn't have a VHS player, you were lame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, because I was in that time period too, despite how young I am.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. We went from VHS tape where everybody was like, oh shit, nigga, you don't have a VHS tape, to DVDs to Blu-ray to 4K, and now there's some new shit called ultra high def pixelation or something. Oh, it's like some shit like that. Like, but it's like ultra high def pixelated. Like it's. Yeah, but. Yeah, but you know, but here, like this.
But I mean, like, your mic is cutting in and out.
No, you gotta keep
But I mean, you know, regardless, like, I don't think Sony is gonna go bankrupt. I mean, I could pull up their sales records just to see, but when PS4 first came out, it outsold Xbox, right? That was right. Still outsells, right? Okay, and then let's go based off of this, right? A lot of people don't like. Let's say that PlayStation goes bankrupt today. All right, this is imaginary, so just you know, stick with me here. PlayStation or Sony goes bankrupt today. Just off of games like Tekken, Street Fighter, how many players are legit gonna go to Xbox to play their shit? They're not. They're gonna go straight over to Steam. They're gonna go over to Steam. They're gonna go over to PC because like, to be real, Sony and Microsoft has always been at constant competition, right? And you could say that a lot of the buzz that they get is bouncing off of each other. So if Sony goes bankrupt, all of the players from Sony are going to go to PC. All of the Xbox players are going to be like, well, shit, this shit's dead. Might as well go to PC too. So there goes Microsoft and its gaming hardware too. I don't think Sony is going to go bankrupt anytime soon, especially since they don't even make the most money off of their video games. They make the most money off of their music.
Yeah. Did a thing, but
right,
but
music, movies.
Too, nigga, like PC gaming and virtual reality gaming is the next step in gaming, bro. Console gaming is actually going to be obsolete in the next 7 years. I guarantee it. Sorry, sorry to say, but nigga, the only way that you're gonna do console gaming is if you literally buy an old school console to game like that. Because everybody, like, I be watching social media, and like watch all over Twitter and shit. Nigga, PC gaming and virtual reality gaming is literally what everybody talks about. Like, they don't talk about Sony anymore. They don't talk about Microsoft. I mean, they still talk about how shitty Microsoft is, because come on now, Microsoft is shitty. It's American made. Let's be serious. But nigga, like, yeah, bro, in the next 10 years, bro, virtual reality and like PC gaming is gonna be the next thing. Like, PlayStation might go out of business and Microsoft's gonna go out of business, because that's what it's gonna turn into. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, why is it in 2018 that Sony and Microsoft are trying to capitalize on like virtual reality gaming now? If that wasn't the next big thing that they're gonna be doing.
Well, I can't say the same thing for Sony, because Sony's been trying to capitalize off of virtual reality gaming since PS3 days. They just haven't found a way to really truly capitalize off of it. But Microsoft, they just stole the idea as if it was theirs, period.
But you gotta think about, look, we're reaching the age where nigga cars are driving themselves. Niggas can pop up holograms in their fucking living rooms. Like, niggas can sit here and, all this shit that's available for that.
Nobody wants to let a computer drive them.
Well, okay, let's if we're going to go in, if we're going in depth,
everything comes down.
If we're going to go a little bit into the depth of like console gaming versus virtual reality gaming and how obsolete it's going to be, let's look at societies that are more technologically advanced than the U.S. So, for instance, let's look at Japan. All right, Japan, huge cultural background. Huge technological advancement. They've probably been the most technologically advanced country on the planet so far. All right, and console gaming isn't even obsolete there, despite the fact that they can. Because I got a few Japanese friends at the college who literally will be carrying like this little flat silver platform, and all they have to do is throw it at a wall, and then a projection comes out. Alright, so, it'll expand and everything, and then the projection comes out as if it's, like a movie or whatever. But if they have technology like that, and console gaming isn't even obsolete at all, it's not even a thought of whether or not it's obsolete there, because they still heavily play on console there, then we can look at societies like the US, like Canada, like Germany, like a whole bunch of other different societies that are less technologically advanced, and say, console gaming is not going to be obsolete just because of how far behind we are than Japan is.
But see, I have homies who actually were in the military who went over to Japan and stayed over there. Japan is technologically advanced, it is, but it's not as advanced as people. What the fuck? But it's not as advanced as as you would think it is. Yeah, they have but you could talk about the bullet trains. You can talk about like if we're 10, and I said the 10-year gap on the rate is going to be, we're going to be where Japan is, where we're going to be trying to push for it and everything like that. That's why over in Japan, like my homies were telling me, nigga, over in Japan, virtual reality is like huge right now. Like niggas are like they have shit. Niggas are doing like performances in the middle of the street and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? The virtual reality, like niggas are duking it out with virtual reality helmets on and shit like that with boxing. Like it's a big thing like down there. And
yeah,
virtual reality, like us, the next level of gaming for us is literally going to be us going inside of the game. That's the next level. Like, because we can't get to that level now, because like you said, Sony's been capitalizing on the virtual reality since 3, and it just now became like a huge like mass produced thing into 2018, you know what I'm saying? So what would happen in the next 10 years? If Japan's 10 years ahead of us and we're 10 years behind, and in 10 years we're going to be at Japan's situation, where's Japan going to be at?
True. But then, since Japan is 10 years ahead, right? 10 years from now for the US, which is where Japan is right now, console is still a thing. It still exists, and people still have a preference towards it. I think that what gaming is going to be doing in the next 2 decades is that it's just going to be expanding between a wide variety. So yeah, we're going to be jumping inside of the game. We're going to be jumping outside of the game. We're going to be able to have our own preferences to whether or not we want virtual reality. There are going to be some people who say, you know what, I don't like this virtual reality stuff. I think I want to just stick to all this console gaming, and they'll have that option. So it's not like gaming is becoming obsolete. It's not like certain types of gaming is becoming obsolete in general. It's just that gaming is going to be expanding around a huge, wide interconnected world. And there's going to be a lot of landlines that we can interconnect ourselves through, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very huge thing, and like, but you know, it's what the fuck was I gonna say? It's not ever gonna go out 100%, but like, I can just tell how technology is moving now. That is what the next bigger, because you know, like you said, not everybody's gonna be like, oh fuck yeah, nigga, I'm about to go do virtual reality, but you know, like what's an example? Okay, so 10 years ago, we didn't think that cars were going to drive themselves. Nor did we think that 10 years ago, we also didn't think that we could make cars drive on another fuel source either. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, we didn't know we could cure certain diseases and all that other shit. Technology is booming so fast, because so listen to this. Like the whole, like VHS tapes to DVDs. How many years did that take before we made the jump from VHS to DVD? I mean, was that like 7 years or some shit like that?
It took about a good 30 or 40, because VHS tapes, I believe, started in the 1960s and 1970s.
Yeah, I would say about late 7, maybe like
late 70s.
Yeah, late 70s.
Like, see, we're 90s kids, so DVDs started booming up right around when we were born. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that difference, I mean, this was 30 years. Okay. How quick, like DVDs, I mean, nigga, DVDs is what the equivalent of VHS tape would be, because nigga, why would fuck them? It's all going to come down to convenience, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to be the next step for a gamer type shit? Like instead of me taking my black ass to the store down the street to go buy a fucking game or go buy like a DVD or something like that, nigga, I can stream it live off of my internet without even having to leave my home, you know what I'm saying? And the next convenience ass step for gaming would be shit. Like all the niggas complain gaming. Like graphics are all like the graphic game that we across saying. But nigga, we've jumped from DVD to DVD. I mean, nigga, the times for all of this shit's getting shorter. If you years, right, to DVD, right, and it only took probably about a maximum of like, so what, I was born in 94, so it took what, it's about 7-10 years to like for everybody to fully jump from like the fucking VHS to go straight DVDs, and then the DVDs went from DVDs to Blu-ray DVDs, which was that only took 5 years. And then here we are now from like, you know, Blu-ray DVDs to, I mean, when was the PlayStation 3 out? Like 2000. What is it, 18? So what, it was like 14. Yeah. It was like 14 or 15 or something like that.
Going into 14.
What, PlayStation 3?
Yeah, PlayStation 3 was like what, 15 or 14?
PlayStation 3 came out in 2006.
No, I'm talking about like the end of its dynasty though, like was 13.
The end of it came out. The end of it was like 2013, 2014, because that's when 2013 was when they announced PS4, and PS4 didn't drop until a year later, so 2014 was the complete end of the PS3 era.
Okay, so 2014.
So that's 8 years.
The PlayStation 3 era shit. Making games for what?
It's still making.
Yeah.
But here's a good example though, right? Is that we have apps, like we have applications like PS Now, where if we want to revisit our past as gamers, we can do that with the newest technology out. We can still go back and play those games. All right, Crash Bandicoot, Psychonauts, all of that shit. Like, we can just go back and play all that shit. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It doesn't matter how far back it dates, just as long as at one point it was a game. And this was turned digital for us. So we have to separate the different technological eras. Because when you're talking about DVD and Blu-ray, that's more like the graphic advancement of technology. That's when graphics itself was becoming more of an increased thing. People wanted better graphics. We don't want all of this pixelated bullshit. We want a clear picture to be able to see a clear character and have it relate to real life. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Right, that's the graphical technological advancement. And then we have the technology itself. This is between cell phones, gaming consoles, and computer software and hardware. This is really just about the hardware part. And speaking of hardware era, the playback or DVD era didn't really end until 2003 when the first PS4 came out, and we could really say that it ended in 2000 because you had the original Xbox that could play DVDs on there too.
Yeah.
So, you know, like gaming itself though, like we're looking at gaming technology itself though, the gaming era is pretty damn short spanned. You know, and that's because these companies, they are money hungry, and we realize this as gamers, but there's nothing that we can do. If we want the newest, let's say they announced a new Tekken tomorrow, you know, as well as I know, as well as everybody in this party knows, and everybody who has ever played Tekken knows, that we have to go out and get that shit, because Tekken 7 is now about to be fucking relevant. All the tournaments are going to be played on the newest Tekken.
Yep. Exactly.
Which then advances, which in our minds we think, okay, now they're just advancing technology. This isn't an advancement in technology. This is just an advancement in gaming itself, the in-depth gaming itself. That's the only.
But you also got to factor in. But also do not forget that a lot of these gaming companies, because from not even. Like, people don't understand like where the technology comes from. Technology comes from war. Like, technology comes from like the military, the government. That's where our technology comes from, basically. Because a lot of gaming companies, I don't know if, like Sony was selling PlayStation. Like, did you know that you could take the microchip board out of your system right now and make a bomb out of it? Because that is the same kind of microchip that they use in smart missiles, which blows up all these kinds of shit. ISIS uses PlayStation microchips to fucking blow shit up all the time. Well, not ISIS, what is it? Fucking whatever the fuck the names are, whatever. But there's actually some gaming companies that actually have like we have plasma lasers and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hardware is like on a whole nother level. Like, we'll be like, okay, have you seen the new BMW vehicle that just came out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you notice how when you turn the wheels on it, it looks like it's skin moving and shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's factor in like the niggas who are getting their arms and legs cut off. Did you know that you have like brain to where you can move and control your arm like a regular thing without even having to go through like all the extra shit that you can get like put onto your body, like in hand like that. You know what I'm saying? So why I tell everybody to be prepared, because in the next 10 years we're going to find some major is going to happen in the next couple of years.
Cybernetic advancement has always been a thing, though. You know. Yeah,
it's always been a thing, but you know, but like cybernetic advancement to the point that it's at now, to where we're basically entering the age of us becoming immortal, bro. Like, niggas are starting to live longer because our medical industry has grown so much. You know, 20 years ago, a nigga, you know what I'm saying, a nigga could have a heart attack and die. 20 years later, a nigga, oh, you had a heart attack, come here. That's it. All of the technology as a whole, you know what I'm saying, as everything is a thing like that, because we're jumping too fast, and the years are going to get shorter each time because the technologically advanced is going to happen. Like, okay, like I said, DVDs and all the other shit was only a couple years. Like VHS and DVD was like a 7, like at 20, 2000s, early 2000s when like DVD became big. Well, then Blu-ray came out in what, a couple years out, like right around that time, and then we jumped from Blu-ray, and the graphics and everything jumped up too. Each time the graphics, every time the graphics goes up, everything else has to go up too because it has to match that. You know what I'm saying? So now that when we hit 4K Ultra, because nigga, when the fuck, like I didn't even know, like PlayStation and Microsoft came out with Pro, like PlayStation came out with Pro, and then Xbox came out with the Scorpion or whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just because of the graphics cards now are 4K Ultra high defs and shit.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, in the like when the PlayStation 5 is going to be like, and the new Microsoft one too, like they're going to be the pinnacle of everything. Nigga, that's why, and the reason, like you said, like King D-Jack said, that they're coming out with PlayStation games still, 3's games still, is because a lot of people don't know, but PlayStation 5 is going to be back compatible with 3 and 4. And the only thing that people are going to be paying for is the fact that they're going to be paying for the difference in graphics. Like I'm gonna buy a PlayStation 3 game to play it because it's a classic, but
right.
I'm gonna buy a PlayStation if I want to play it. If there's some. Like if Yakuza 7 came out on the PlayStation 5, I'm going to buy Yakuza 7 for the PlayStation 5 because the graphics are probably going to be off the fucking chain. You know what I'm saying?
I think what it is just like it's a question of mortality when we really look at technology, and this is not mortality as in life or death. It's just mortality as in how far are we advancing, and when will it stop, or when will it have a non-growth period? And the thing about living in a technological revoluted era that we live in now is that's never going to stop. The technology advancement is never going to stop. The process of it is never going to stop. But what we can be reluctant in is the fact that no matter how far technology advances, not only will we be able to keep up with it, we'll be able to go back and relive the memories of it in the past. We can still be in the past while living in the present and still have a future of it. That's what technology symbolizes.
Like what would be a good movie to examine? Okay, like the Will Smith movie I, Robot, right? You remember that movie?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that shit was hot too.
I, Robot is literally like so I'm 24. I don't know how old you are. How old are you, DeLorean?
I'm 21. I was born in 97.
21. Oh, I see. Nigga, that movie is literally what humanity is going to be in. And like about time when all of us hit 40 years old, I guarantee you, nigga, the world's going to be similar to that. But that's the thing about it though. Like I said, like King D-Jack, you know what I'm saying? You and Raven are around the same age, I'm sure. So I'm saying, so y'all know like the great strides that we've made, because you know what I'm saying, I'm 24 and DeLorean's 21, but y'all are in your 30s, so y'all seen way more shit than we've had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a little bit more.
Like, you know what I'm saying, y'all niggas, like the difference between us, like we're 90s kids, so we grew up on PlayStation. Like Sony and Microsoft have probably started right around that time, but y'all niggas grew up playing like, well man, I grew up playing with Sega and shit, but y'all niggas grew up playing like Atari, Sega, like, you know what I'm saying, all those games and shit. Nigga, you didn't have an Atari? What?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. And really like the Nintendo.
Yeah, the Nintendo, yeah, that's what I meant.
Like you was in the entity of the Nintendo around that time. They came around 85.
How old are you? Yeah, see, you and my brother are the same age, so yeah, I'm already knowing. I remember playing all his shit when I was growing up like that. I just think it's crazy that, I mean, just to sit here and say that, 10 years from now, because not even 10 years, like, nigga, I think in the next couple years, nigga, we're going to be like, God damn, technology really has advanced this far already. And then once the PlayStation, I feel like the PlayStation, they can't keep coming out with consoles, bro. They can't keep doing that. They can't keep saying, oh, the PlayStation 5 or the PlayStation 6, the PlayStation 7. They can't keep doing that. They're going to come out with a console that's literally going to be a console permanently. The only thing they're going to do from that day forward is update the software on it. like from what I'm getting at and how Sony and them are talking, just like Sony's not going to E3 this year. Sony's not, but nobody's talking about that. But Microsoft's going. But why would Sony not go to a place that's going to be that's going to help them basically promote the next thing? Why? Because Sony has something so big in the work that they can't discuss. They discuss it nowhere. Because the PlayStation 5's been in the work. The PlayStation 5's been in work. Clearly, like you can tell how they already have a concept of everything that they're going to do. The PlayStation 5 has probably already been in work. Probably when the 4 had dropped, they had already started working on that one. Don't worry, being my first podcast, nigga. You could have some deep ass conversations. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So look at it like this. Now, you know how the Sony servers have been messing up. Everybody's been complaining about shit fucking up or how shit ain't working. That's because in 2019, I think it's either in 2019 or 2020. Sony's gonna do something in these next 2 years. It's gonna be major as fuck. It's gonna reference off to everything else that Sony has their hand in, like their TVs, their consoles, their shit. For all we know, Sony might fuck around and make their own futuristic car. Honestly, if Sony came out with a technologically advanced vehicle, I would not be surprised at all.
I think that with
a solar powered what do you fucking call them vehicles? Like a Tesla, but it's just a Sony. Like instead of calling it a Tesla, it'd be like a Sony or like because I know Microsoft. There's already been rumors that Microsoft's been branching off in the car industry.
You mean like smart cars and shit?
Yeah, basically, because I used to sell cars. That was a couple of years ago, that was my job. I used to sell cars. And nigga, like in these past couple of years that I've sold cars, nigga, I literally. Okay, we're in 2018 now, right? What year did you think? Like in 2016, vehicles stopped putting CD players in them. Like nigga, like you mean to tell me that, you know what I'm saying? Like nigga, we're 2018. Like why would we stop using CDs? Because everything is Bluetooth. Like I said, everything's Bluetooth now. It's convenience, basically. Like nigga, everything has to be easier. And if you think about it,
I'm not gonna lie to you, you have like my dad have like a Mercedes, right? And he had it was like a 2017 or 2016 or 2017, right? And it's like you said, do have a CD, but also have like little ports for USBs, and he have a flash drive with songs on it. So what you can do is you get the songs with the flash drive and put it in there and listen to music off of that.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about. The thing about it is, the more that we advance, the more convenience it's going to be. The line between hard and like something that's hard now is not going to be hard to us in a couple of years, because every year there is something else that's going to be more convenient. Like I tell everybody all the time, nigga, in the future, there's probably not going to be. There's probably going to have diseases and shit still. Guarantee it. Surprised if you'll be able to, like if a nigga contracted AIDS, he would doctor and just get a shot. Or if a nigga has gotten cancer, like all of this shit's going to be in the next couple of years. It's going to be changed, and I can just tell from all the shit that I've seen up until now that this nigga, it's going to be fucking crazy. Like I see like a nigga BMW, like I said, BMW has a car that looks like snakeskin when you drive it. Like the car, like it blends in. Like it doesn't even look like it has wheels on it. And you mean to tell me like Like, you know what I'm saying? That the car off of Final Fantasy, that's a Rolls Royce, nigga. That's an actual car that exists in real life. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's... Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was the car to have. Now, where everything's like, everything needs to drive itself. Everything needs to talk to itself. Everything, like, I mean, just down, like DeLorean said, down to our cell phones. Niggas, how dumb was Siri back when the first iPhone came out versus how smart Siri is now? That bitch was stupid as fuck. You say something to her, please repeat that. Please repeat that. Now when I say something, she'd be like, yes, daddy. You can go get this and this and this and this and that. Yeah, bitch, I know. Fuck you mean.
I'm fucking weak. But I think that how fast and progressive technology is now, it's still good for the change, because this changes our economy and the way it works. You know what I mean? Like, and eventually we're not going to be, you know, and something that I'm sure everybody doesn't like is capitalism and how fast capitalism progresses and what capitalism in general would do to the common people. If technology keeps advancing at this fast rate, revolution is going to break out, and capitalism isn't going to be a thing that we just live in anymore. You know, 30, 40, 50 years from now, we might be seeing a whole different type of United States than we're living in now. That's going to be good for the generation that we leave behind. I mean, and we don't really need to be thinking about that with how young we are, but that's just the show, you know, like, the country is going to be changing along with technology. As long as technology keeps on advancing, it's going to keep changing, and that's going to be a beautiful thing. I hope one day before I die that somebody tells me, shit, we don't live in capitalism anymore. We don't have to do all this voting shit for president. We run our own country. I'll be like, hell the fuck yeah, you run it. Now please get me the fuck up out of this damn hospital bed.
I'm done. I'm done.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I see what you're saying, most definitely, bro. And like I said, but see, that's what the problem is, though, because we kind of don't really know where we're going to head up to. Is because if we were to switch the power back to the people, nigga, our shit would literally probably be like I don't like the government, nigga. And if you ever hear me go on my rants about the fucking government, I hate the fucking government by all fucking means, bro. Don't let me get on my soapbox about the government, but. Nigga, we can't. You can't. Like, okay, so my uncle and them served a lot of time in the military, right? Like, my uncle and them served like 15. My uncle served 15 years. My other uncle served, I think, 20 in the military and shit like that. And these niggas were telling, I don't know if any of y'all served in them. Well, I know Lauren probably, I ain't served in the military, or y'all served, whatever. But niggas were telling me, bro, like the shit that we have is nothing compared to what we actually do have. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, our shit to us is probably, we thinking it's we like the government is probably like, I think they said like 40 years ahead of us in technology. Like, I'm like 40 years, like biometric scans, like eyeballs, finger test samples and shit. That's a fucking thing now that you can buy now. You can buy it. But if you don't have money, you can't buy shit, right?
Right.
So when you know what I'm saying? So just think about how fucking crazy that shit's finna be fucking be. You can't give the power to the people because the people do not know how to rule themselves, you know what I'm saying, to rule over themselves type shit.
I don't know, because we have societies
and do some shit like that. People, but see the thing about it, but that's the thing about it. What type of shit do we accept nowadays? We accept a lot of shit because if you don't accept it, we're taught in this generation that if we don't accept other people's views on certain things, then we're stupid, or if we're not stupid, or we're racist, or we're
racist, or ignorant, or
hateful. And I think that's just the liberal communist idea, which is, you know, if you don't agree with my opinion, then you can go kill yourself and jump off a bridge. But let's look at a really well-known society that has been managing itself for almost as long, if not longer, than the U.S., only on the people's opinion, and that's Canada. Canada is doing perfect, and yet the people govern their own country there. Like when you're thinking about a free country, right? Everybody thinks, oh, the United States, but you're not as free here as the propaganda leads you to believe. But if we look at Canada, for instance, where the people govern their own society, where the society itself is making choices for each other and for how it thrives, and that it's been thriving for so long and so well in that governmental form, that's a true free country right there.
True.
And
they have free healthcare and everything too. Yeah.
Yeah, and they also and the thing is that, you know, Canada isn't a small society. It's not a small economy by far. I think the numbers in Canada is just about 2/3 the populace of the United States, which is practically just as big. So, you know, with that many people and yet the government still thrives in that form, we can probably govern ourselves way better than the United States is governing us right now.
But see, I don't think we could do that because people are too stupid to be able to do that. Like it'd be different like because if we grew up and lived in Canada, we would already be used to the idea of what it means to be free and what it means to like rule over yourself and you know, not be a follower. Everybody leads. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But now, so then take that concept and also bring it over to America. How many people have you met in your motherfucking life and you're like, this motherfucker is stupid, or this motherfucker is like this motherfucker is like, there's no way that this person has any right to do anything like this other stuff and everything like that. The reason why America cannot be free like it is because people are too greedy in America to let America be free like that. And then, you know what I'm saying, and it goes down to like the pharmaceutical companies to like people think that because like here's the stupidest thing that people think right now. People really think that the FDA is literally like, is it the FDA? Yeah, people think that the FDA is for the people. No, the FDA is for the government. And the thing about it is how like for like stupid shit like this. Okay, like I smoke weed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hemp. Did you know that how much shit do you think that you can make out of hemp, bro? 90% of everything that we buy from the economy right now can be made from hemp. They've made cars from hemp. They can make medicine. Everything that comes from hemp, nigga, can literally be turned into like a that's the reason why weed's not legal is because everybody knows once they legalize marijuana in all 50 states, like the bigger, like the marijuana companies are actually going to start booming and start branching off into other businesses like auto care, like auto repair, like you know what I'm saying, medical is like a lot of them are into medical pharmaceuticals and shit like that. But nigga, America can't rule over themselves because, for one, everybody's too busy jealous of each other. Another thing too, we're too busy divided in all different sections of everything now. I mean, nigga, being a black man in America back in the day versus being a black man in America nowadays is, oh, nigga, you're black? Like, nigga, quit crying. Get off your soapbox, you're black. Oh, you're gay? Or, you know, oh, you're transgender? Nigga, I mean, come on now. They even got it to where, nigga, they're trying to turn pedophiles into a sexuality in 2018. Come on now.
Yeah, that shit I don't agree with. You know, there's some things that you just take too far. I don't think they're taking the whole the turning pedophilia into a sexuality thing is just a little bit too far.
But you know, the thing about it is being too far is humanity's never we've always crossed stuff that's never been too far, bro. If you notice, like if you look into like the law system and everything like that, nigga, every single day they're passing dumbass laws that you be like, nigga, what the fuck are they passing a law for this? Basically, what's going to happen is there's going to be a law for everything eventually, right? Like, there's no way that we're going to be able to sit here and make rules for everything and then not implode on itself. For one. Second of all, the fact that people really think that Republicans and Democrats are the only two parties that the two major parties that everybody knows about is the Democrat and the Republican parties, right? Well, nigga, there's four other parties that no one else talks about. Why? Because we've been taught and programmed over these past years to think that there's. I know niggas who
Right, like the
a lot of
liberals.
niggas didn't even fucking
I know
know.
there's more than I know there's more than two parties.
Niggas didn't even
man.
fucking know.
There's
There's some niggas to this day whose dumbass really think that there's only two political parties just because those two parties are the only major ones that everybody talks about.
Because when you're looking at the
pay.
voting registration though, and I can explain that pretty easy, and it's because, you know, people, they don't do their information or their research before, you know, actually going into voting. So when you look at that ballot, when you look at all the names that they put on that ballot for that voting registry, for you to vote for who's going to be president, who's going to be mayor, who's going to be senator, all that shit, the only two parties that you see pop up on there are the Democrats and the Republicans, though we know that it's not just two parties on there, that it's more in-depth than that. But to the general eye, it looks like there's only two parties on that voting registration platform. You know, it's dumb, it's a dumb concept, and it's annoying to think, but people don't do their research, and that's just how lazy people are. Like, for instance, nobody knows that conservatives, Democrats exist. Everybody thinks that a conservative is a Republican, because generally the conservatives are mostly Republican, but you do have conservative Democrats. They're liberals with conservatives' ideals. People like me, basically.
Exactly. And I'm the same way, bro, so I completely understand what you're saying and shit. I just say a lot of people's views are fucking retarded, and I'd be like, God damn, you motherfuckers are so stupid.
Yeah.
But you know, basically, like, these stupid shit like that, America can't rule itself because I mean, okay, for an example, Nick, we've already seen what it would be like if America would rule, if America ruled if Americans ruled instead of the government. We've already seen what would happen, bro. The purge is literally what the fuck would happen to America if the power went back to the people.
But you know, in the purge, it was the president that passed that as a bill, right? To eliminate poor people, or to get rid of a lot of poor societies.
Basically. Okay, but that's what I'm talking about, though. Basically, like, okay, like, for example, like, they always talk about the middle class and then the high class, right? And then the lower class, right? The three different classes, which is low class, middle class, and high class, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in America, a long ass time ago, they did not expect everybody to get money and get rich, right? If money back in the give me an example, like, probably
you could say
like
that back in the 60s or the 50s, a dollar was like something to be proud of that you got. Now it's just like shit.
Yeah, now it's just like shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's because these motherfuckers, and then, like you said, the government, like, what I'm saying is the president did pass that bill in the thing, right? So what would be the difference from how Trump is always on our thing? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Barack Obama supporter. I'm not any of them nigga supporters. You know what I'm saying? But, nigga, like I said, if we keep making laws and we keep sitting there making rules to what we can and can't do on a regular basis, or you can't say, like, okay, like you can't go on social media and say gay, right? Because if you say gay, people are going to take it the wrong way. Like if I jumped on social media right now and called you gay, how many people do you think would see that post and then come at me because, why are you calling him gay? That's disrespectful. You can't fucking talk to him like that and all this other shit, right?
Well, what if he really was gay, you know? But that's number one. That's what I'm saying. And number two, a lot of people thinking is like, okay, you mean to tell me you can take a dick, but you can't take a joke? I mean, that's how fucking sensitive that's how fucking sensitive our thing is nowadays, bro. I mean, I don't get it.
It's really sensitive, bro. But the thing about it is, we keep making rules and we're going to keep posting up over time. The people are going to get tired of it because the next thing that's going to happen right now. Okay, so all the police shootings that you see, they try to dramatize on social media to make it seem like, oh, the police are just they're cracking down on people and shit like that, right? Okay, that's propaganda for one. Any normal person could see that would be propaganda for one. And the only thing that you would get from that is you would think like, oh, well, for example, I'm black. Or, I'm not even full black. I'm mixed, but I'm black. So people would be like, are you upset that all these police officers are killing other black people? Oh, well, yeah, it is upsetting to see that a police officer is going out of his way to kill an African American. Yes, that is.
but not. It's not even just. It's not even just that. It's twofold. Mainly, most of that is through the media, because the thing is, the media will like say what the thing with the Trayvon Martin situation. They will spin it. Yeah, and this wasn't even done with police, but they will spin it to make the person that got killed the fucking suspect, and the person that did the killing a fucking victim. Talking about he was a thug, he got kicked out of school, this and that. I'll tell you, I got kicked out of school 2 or 3 times. But that doesn't mean I'm a thug. That doesn't mean that I went to jail. That doesn't mean I was a bad person. I did some stupid shit, but that doesn't mean I was a bad person. But for them to spin it around like that, that is what really, really pisses me off. Because if that had been somebody white, and if that had been a white person that was killed, they were like, oh, he was good this, he was good that. I mean, not to say that that person wasn't good, but if they raised a good bit of hell and went out and did something stupid and got killed, they'll always do the positive. But if it's a black person who didn't do anything, who might have been on a freaking honor roll, might have been about to go to college bound, or probably go to the military or whatever, they would dig up so much bullshit and negativity that they would be like, we can't really feel bad for this person being killed, even though he is a human being at the end of the day. So that would kind of pisses me off a whole hell of a lot, and that's how I kind of get spun around in society because of the media.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that just nowadays people are becoming way too sensitive. It's hard to really get away with saying anything nowadays because people are getting sensitive. And I was talking to somebody that was part of the LGBTQA plus community, and the argument was, why can't you refer to a transgender person or a trans person as as their pronouns? Why can't you refer to them by their pronouns? And I said, it's not easy to just walk up to a random person and say, hey, what are your pronouns? Most people don't think about that shit. They really don't. If you look like a dude, I'm gonna be like, yo, what's up, bruh?
Yeah, exactly.
If you look like a girl, I'm gonna be like, yo, what's up? But but most people, they don't think about that shit in general. All right, and I gave her the perfect example. I said to her, I said, for instance, you walked up to me and you said to your friends, hey, this guy over here wants to know. Now, didn't you just assume my gender and you're part of the LGBTQA plus?
Exactly.
And she's like, no, that's different. Right.
Shit,
and she said to her, and I caught her too, and she said, no, that's different. I'm like, no, it's not different. You just asked me a simple question. Why can't people like me walk up to people and just ask their pronouns? But you didn't walk up to me asking my pronouns. You didn't ask my pronouns at any point during this conversation. You assumed that I was a guy, and you assumed that I was male, and even if that was true, you didn't know that information. You just went based off of how I look. You wasn't thinking about it. Am I offended? No, I'm not. And people in the LGBTQA plus community should not be offended by that shit either. All right, it's a simple mistake that people aren't mindful of. Okay, if you feel like you're a fucking female or a dude and you're in the opposite fucking body and somebody refers to you based off of your looks, then you just correct them and say, look, I'm a girl. Okay, cool. Now I know you're a girl. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Exactly.
There's no need, right? Because I asked her, I was like,
that's an honest mistake sometimes,
It's an honest mistake in general because people don't think about that shit. All right, and they're trying to expand on the number of genders there are. People who claim to be what's the newest one right now? It's non-binary. Non-binary meaning you don't. you don't have a particular gender. Yeah, that's what non-binary is that you either don't have a particular gender or you have a gender that isn't listed. So for people like that, right? Right. It's not easy to just walk up to them and ask them their pronouns. I don't know that they're fucking non-binary. All right, people in the LGBTQA plus community already, and this is not people, everybody in these communities. I'm talking about in general. I just want to make that clear. In general, the general populace are very sensitive. That's what this girl was. She was very sensitive, and I'm like, how do you walk up to somebody and ask them their pronouns without assuming what they are or who they are before first glance? Because if I asked you, okay, well, what are your pronouns? And you like, and what if you respond by saying, what the fuck? I'm obviously a fucking dude. Now I just pissed you off for not even trying to assume your gender. All right, that's something that is like really sensitive.
They don't know what a fucking pronoun
is. Right. Well, you know the pronouns. You know, he, him, her, she, them, they. Right. All that shit.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying, what if the person you walk up to don't know what a fucking pronoun is?
Right. So it's like, you know, it's super sensitive to not just assume at first glance. You know what I mean? And I told her, I'm like, you're getting upset. And I legit broke it down for her. I said, think rational here. You're getting upset because people don't know the pronouns of these communities upon first glance like they should know them. All right, but the LGBTQA plus community don't tell us how many genders there are. There is a spectrum of genders in the non-binary faction as if it was a fucking rainbow, and you expect me to memorize that. All right, you have to give us something. You got to tell us like how many genders there are. That way we know. All right, before, you know, Future comes out and we're having fucking 5,000 different bathrooms to a custom 5,000 different associated genders, which is too much fucking money and too much fucking time to consider for people in general. If I'm running a fucking business, let's say I'm a grocery store that specializes in selling, you know, certain tobacco-based products. I'm not about to make 5,000. That's extra fucking money, and for what? Because they're not paying for the fucking bathrooms. They're not paying to use the damn bathrooms. So I'm spending extra money out of my pocket that is necessarily coming out of revenue that I could be just legit earning to accommodate for genders that I don't even know about. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna stick to male and female, but I'd say this: I will only put up 3 fucking bathrooms. You got a problem with it, then you can take that shit to our fucking government, or you can go and take that shit to your fucking pillow and put it over your face to hide those fucking shamed ass tears. Because I'm not about to take that shit, okay? You have the male bathroom, you have the female bathroom, and for all of y'all who think that, you know, that you can just get away with this non-binary bullshit, this transgender stuff, okay, cool. There's a 3rd bathroom labeled other. Use that one. You got a problem with somebody in there because they're male claiming to be female or female claiming to be male, that's not my fucking problem. Y'all the ones that asked for that shit. Until you give me a certain gender count, I'm going to say other.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing about it, though, bro. That's why there isn't any other fucking genders, bro. I mean, if you want to be really completely fucking honest, nigga, there's only 2 genders. The only thing that's a 3rd gender is the niggas who choose to be a 3rd gender, bro. And that's literally the basis of the whole argument of like, oh well, you're hating on me because I'm transgender. No, I'm not hating on you because you're transgender. I'm hating on you because you're a man who chose to become a woman but still wants to keep a dick to have sex with women. Like, what fucking sense does that make? But you want to look at me like I'm stupid or I'm confused. No, nigga, I don't hate you because I don't hate anybody. Nigga, I hate the fact that I hate what you chose. I hate the fact that you're trying to. I hate the fact that all you niggas are trying to push. You're trying to push your sexual preferences on the straight people, but it's the straight people are always trying to belittle us and put us down. Well, no, nigga, it's because the shit that you're doing is a whole confusement is by its fucking self.
The reason why the LGBTQA uprising started was mainly because of an anomaly. And I say it's an anomaly because this is a 0.1% chance that this will happen between anybody that's male and female and crossbreed that can breed. But I'm pretty sure you guys heard of the term intersex, right?
Yeah, where the child chooses to become a different sex at a certain age
No,
or some shit like
no,
that.
no. That's transgender or transsexual. Intersex is when you have, or is when two people give birth to a baby that doesn't necessarily have an organ that took priority over the other. So let's look at this for an example, right? And this is off of a medical analysis. When you were inside the womb, you do not remember this. You will not remember this because you have no recognition of it and your memory was still being processed anyway. But you had a penis and a vagina, right? One outgrew the other, and when you came out of the womb, the doctor said, oh, it's a male, or oh, it's a female. Okay, well, there are anomalies under this 0.1 percentage called intersexuals. People who didn't necessarily have an organ to outgrow the other, so they're generally born with both organs or two reproductive organs. So, you know, for instance, there's females who have vaginas that have internal testes, where in place of where their ovaries should be, they have internal testicles. And then there's other weird stuff, you know, men with vaginas.
I mean, but you know, but they also got a whole bunch of other shit like fucking women who were born with 3 pussies. They also have shit where a guy was born with 2 dicks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I understand the whole concept of that situation, but the whole problem is this: all of that shit. Like, I'm not saying that from that medical standpoint that's understandable and shit like that, but I'm talking about transgender people, bro. Like, let's be real. Like, I know a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people will sit here and be like, oh, well, I was born this way. No, you weren't born this way, nigga. I don't want to hear that stupid ass shit. If anything, nigga, it's been a proven fucking fact that transgender or transsexual or any of those other ones are all mental health conditions. And if you trace it back even further than that, nigga, you can actually like look it up, and there was people actually backing it before all this bullshit popped up now to where everybody knows about transgenders and shit like that.
And I told this,
and actually you can look it up, and these retarded ass niggas are actually going. The people were seeking mental health help. Okay,
right?
Why would you need to say? Why would you need to feel? Okay, so this is what I never understand about this shit, because you know what I'm saying, nigga. For one is this, okay, so if a gay guy decides, like if a gay guy decides to go turn into a woman because he feels that that's what he was born like, then why is it after you change sexes you still don't feel like you're in your own skin? Because originally, nigga, you were in your right skin. Because I don't believe none of that stupid ass shit like, oh, I was born. Oh no, nigga, you wasn't born like that, nigga. Just like people try to sit here and act like a fucking thing and be like, oh well, what'd you say?
Now I'm about to say there is a very rare case when some people were actually born with both reproductive organs.
Yeah, like he said, like a hermaphrodite. But you know what I'm saying?
Like
That's a very rare case.
And I can understand that some of them really were born into that. But I understand what you're saying is like, if I was born a man and decided to become a female and vice versa, yeah, I can't understand that. Because really messing up with. Yeah, you know,
right. And, you know, like I said, I don't have a problem, you know, with people declaring, you know, like what gender they are, all of this other stuff. All right, but I did my research. Okay, I'm not some fucking idiot that you can just, you know, make a play on. And I think a lot of people are like that. And I think a good example is back during the Mayan civilization and the Indian civilizations, before the United States was even ever thought of. These were both civilizations that had multiple genders within them, that were just more than female or male. Were these mental health problems in these societies? No, these were something that the societies accepted. But of course, the society itself knew the spectrum of genders specifically and how to recognize them as factors. We don't have that in our society. For as long as we've known in the U.S., our society has only been male or female, like most societies. Of course, there are a few economies and societies that have a spectrum of gender still, but that's all we've known. And then you have the LGBTQ community that want to start this uprising of don't associate or don't assume my gender and all of this other stuff. But you're not giving us any factors to go off of. How many genders are there? What genders are there? How
But
do
see,
you
but you
point them
can't.
out? How do you see them? Like, if you gave us this information, then maybe society would be more accepting. But then to force it onto society and the individuals would be more like mental abuse.
But see, that's the thing though. We can't use the term like forced on us or anything like that, because the only thing, I mean, because you can't base scientific fact without referring to your religion. You see what I'm saying? Like I can't, like me, I can't, like, no, I don't believe that we evolved from fucking monkeys, nigga. What type of dumbass shit is that? What kind of dumbass shit is that? And the thing about it is, bro, like, and this, like I said, like, it goes so far back to like all these fucking gingers and all this other shit. This shit is fucking retarded. Like, nigga, come on now. Like, I don't care if you choose to be a guy that goes to fucking being a female, or if you were female choosing to go be to a guy. But yeah, you can't sit here and like you said, the Aztec, like the Mayans and all them and everything had like different sexes and shit like that, but we also don't know what other things could have happened in the other situations too. That, you know, that was also a time when disease was also running rampant, so a lot of different mutations could have happened and people were turning into different sexes. So I understand it, but as of right now, like in 2018, when we're in a world basically, okay, because like you said, we're born both sexes when we're made into a baby and shit like that. So why would you, if you weren't supposed to be that sex, then why was you born like that then? Or if you wasn't supposed to be the way that you are, then why were you born like that? Because the thing about it is, like, everybody's made differently and uniquely by themselves. Everybody's different, you know what I'm saying? And if we get to the point where, okay, so like a bisexuals, okay, like I feel like that's why I be telling people like I feel like the government literally has been fucking with people and injecting certain shit in certain foods on certain, like, and that's like across the spectrum all over the fucking world, you know what I'm saying? But nigga, I mean, we're basically like big ass lab rats, bro. You want to be technical about it, and basically what it is in certain areas or whatever they choose to, like okay, like I don't know, like here I'm in Kansas, nigga. We don't get hit. I don't know if you ever heard anything about Kansas or anything like that, but we don't get hit with tornadoes, bro. We don't get hit with anything at all. Like, we miss everything. Everything misses us. Versus like nigga, in Flint, Michigan, nigga, the water's still fucked up, but does anybody talk about the water being still fucked up down in Flint, Michigan? No, they don't, because them niggas are paying for water now. Like, you know what I'm saying? All these different sexes and shit like that was not, it's stuff it's an anomaly that doesn't really happen. It's not supposed to happen. Just kind of like something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you started your car and your car just breaks down, that was just something that just randomly fucking happened type shit. Like, oh, it might be your motor, or it might just be your fucking, you know, your starter, or your, you know, your transmission, or whatever the fuck it might be, your radiator, fuck, who all knows? But nigga, there's no way there's that way physically possible for it to be multiple different things and shit like that, because nigga, everything that they say scientific wise does not match up with the religion wise, and then at the same time you have to question it, because your religion has been around longer than scientific facts have been around on a regular basis anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then they talk about it in the Indian culture. They talk about it in the, like he said, the Aztecan culture. They do talk about different races, but I mean, they also talk about like how people were, you know what I'm saying, people are weirdos, and family bloodlines were cursed because they were selling their souls off and shit like that. Which that is a factual. I believe that is a factual motherfucking thing. Niggas were selling their souls and was fucking some shit up. That's what that shit was.
Like, I think the main purpose of why religion started before science was mainly because, you know, no one really thought about questioning anything. They just did what they were told. So if you were told to follow some higher power, you're not going to question it. You're just going to follow it.
Well, yeah, you would, because the human mind always wants to question everything. They always wants to question anything.
Right,
a nigga
but
could walk
when
up to me with $100 million and be like, yeah, but you know, it has stuff to go off of, like, as in what has been set in stone, because you know you can't like that. This thing about it is, would you rather live your life thinking that there was one, or would you rather live your life and not?
Well, this is the thing that like we live in now, but like back then they didn't really question that much. They honestly didn't. So, you know, when they were told to do something, they generally just followed it. Of course, this was until the Romantic period kicked up, where people actually did start questioning things, and people did actually start wanting to look more in depth at what their reality was, what the nature of that reality was, And this was probably like, I think, just after when Sir Isaac Newton finally realized that heaven isn't in the sky. The sky is just the sky. God does not exist in the sky. And that's when he started writing books on gravity and how it affects us, how objects fall into existence, how objects come out, you know, when something goes up, it must come down law. That was during the time period where questioning religion started actually becoming a thing. But before that, not many individuals questioned religion, and those that did were either idiots of the society, jokesters of the society, or they were alienated from the society due to some mental disease or being controlled by the devil.
Yeah. Which is why you. But you know what I'm saying. When you talk about questioning physics and everything like that, then we gotta put like Tesla in there. Like Tesla built a machine that literally made its own electric power, and then the government came through, killed Tesla, took all his plans, and then is using that same machine to this day to provide electricity throughout America. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it, yeah, Tesla, bro. Everything that we use, like Wi-Fi connections, fucking electric currents, all of that shit came from Tesla, bro. Like everything that has been mentioned from the jump is like that, bro. Because everybody knows the story of Tesla. Because Tesla was a engineer. Tesla lived until he was like damn near, I think, 90-something years old or some shit like that. But then again, he was still working on shit at 90-something years old, still creating things and still making certain shit like that. Nigga, Tesla had a cell phone before it was called a cell phone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they talk about, like, it's the question and everything like that. Just like the dumbass shit that, I mean, it's not even, well, I guess you can't really call it dumbass shit, but like the whole argument with is the earth round or is it flat?
Yeah.
And that is a question. That is a question from everybody on the cross, because there's certain shit that they say that, there's certain shit they say about it being round that doesn't make sense, and there's certain shit that they say about it being flat that doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, they say that the earth is round, but why is it that I can look across, like, if the earth was round, I mean, it's like a whole concept, like, if the earth was round, nigga, why can I go outside and see all the same stars that I see the night before? It's not like the stars change or anything like that, right? But why is it that they tell us that, oh, the stars are constantly moving in the cars? Okay, well, that doesn't make sense, because I can go outside. Why is it that I can go outside and see the North Star everywhere if the motherfucker was round? People who are at the bottom of the fucking planet would not be able to see the North Star looking up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and then always that one, like, well, the earth is flat. Well, if it's flat, how come I could walk to a certain place and not have to worry about falling the fuck off? It's just floating into space and shit.
But see, that's the crazy part about that. But here's the thing about it: how many waterfalls are there that are across the world that they sit here and say, like, oh, you're on the edge of the planet or whatever, or you're on the part of it where you're on the part of the planet where the land stops and it's just strictly straight water. You know what I'm saying? Or how is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I be telling people there's certain shit that doesn't make sense. Like, nigga, like, it doesn't, everything that they're telling us the earth is round doesn't make sense, but you're expecting me to believe that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going from saying the earth was round to the earth was flat. Oh, we found out the earth was flat. I mean, it's
no. The argument of the earth was flat first originally started. There can't be a round earth because God has to oversee the earth. That was the original argument. So the earth was flat, and then science proved, at least in its mind, that the earth is actually round and not flat, which started the round versus flat argument.
Yeah, but there's too many non-factors in why it's saying that the earth is round. I mean, for all we know, the earth could be square, but I don't think the earth is round by any means, no, because it doesn't, from what scientifically wise and statistics, the earth is not round. Because of those same statistics that they're trying to abide by, it does not make any sense. And I can't trust something that they're telling me scientifically wise, because first of all, there's one factor.
Well, breathe.
You know damn well the earth, I mean, first of all, we said we went to the moon, but how can we not go to the moon later, even with all of our technology? okay, we say we visited Mars, but how come we don't know how to get back to these places? How is it that all these different stars are so many miles away and we can see them, but we can't go touch them? People don't really see that kind of stuff or anything like that. Like, that's the shit that I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. The Earth is round, and you're telling me it's round, but technically, nigga, you've never been in space to even look up to tell me that it's round.
Yeah, I know.
And then technically, nigga, you can't say that, you can't tell me, you can't prove to me that it's not round. I mean, that it is round, because what you're saying does not add up to what the fuck makes sense. How is it that I can go outside and look at the sun go up? I mean, there's times, nigga, how many times did you go outside and you can go look at the sun, but you can also go look at the other corner and still see the moon?
Right. You know, honestly,
times?
the sun and the moon be up at the same time. People just don't realize.
Exactly.
What's really
you know what
going on is just that
shit.
when the sun is rising, the moon isn't falling. The moon just sits where it is. And when at night, when the moon is bright, that's because the sun fell behind the moon somewhere along the spectrum.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe that we rotate. That is a fact. We do rotate. You know what I'm saying? But we don't rotate how everybody thinks we rotate. You see what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we're not round, because it doesn't make sense. And if physically, like scientifically wise, it doesn't make sense. But they're trying to prove to everybody that it's like, oh, you know, the Earth, you know, the whole argument and everything like that. Well, nigga, your facts on this motherfucker being round are incorrect. So until you can prove to me otherwise, the Earth's flat.
Right.
Because if you really think about it, like, it's just like they say, like, you know, gravity and how rotation and how the circular motions of how everything works and shit like that. But
no, he's not trying to explain why the Earth is flat. He's explaining, in his opinion, why he thinks that people shouldn't be saying the Earth is round. There's a difference.
Yeah.
What he's saying is that he believes in the concept of flat Earth until someone can prove to him with actual facts and not bullshit that the Earth is round. That's it. But he's not trying to explain why the Earth is flat.
I'm not saying that the Earth's flat. No, I don't know if the Earth's flat, nigga. I don't know if but I don't believe that it's round. I know that, but you know,
right.
But as far as that, yeah. I'll just say this. I don't believe the Earth is flat. I don't believe the Earth is round. I think it's another shape. It just ain't the shape that we're thinking that it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially since we see in two. What the fuck? Did this nigga just force pull me? What's the difference? Okay, so the difference is in explanation. Okay, so it's like this, right? And this is where the true difference it comes in. I like peanut butter. I like peanut butter and jelly over peanut butter and chocolate. The reason why I like peanut butter and jelly and why I don't like peanut butter and chocolate is this and this, right? But this is where the difference come in. I prefer, or I think peanut butter and jelly tastes better than peanut butter and chocolate. I've never had either or, but I believe that one would taste better than the other because one makes more sense.
Yeah,
that's the difference that's the difference in explanation. If you firmly state something as a belief, you truly believe in it. You have supportive evidence of why you believe in it. You will back up that supportive evidence with more facts and evidence of why you believe in it and why other people should believe in it too. But when you say that you're believing, when you say that you don't know why everyone believes in this concept, there's a whole difference. You don't know why everyone believes in this concept because you've never experienced it. One has to deal with experience and one doesn't deal with experience at all. There's a lack of in the other department. So like for him, what he's saying is, I've never experienced a flat earth or a round earth. I don't know what size or shape the earth is.
Exactly.
Right. But then if he said, for instance, I believe the earth is flat because of this, and this, that's a firm belief statement and he's trying to back it up. But what he's saying is, I lack the experience because I've never truly experienced these things. These things are unfamiliar to me. And for that reason alone, I'm going to either default to one or default to something that I believe the earth is because I don't have any experience to say otherwise of what it truly is.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Because you know what I'm saying. Like I said, they can't. You know they want us to. They want everybody to think one way. You know what I'm saying. And the reason why people try to lash out at everybody and hate on everybody is because everybody does not think the same way. You see what I'm saying? No matter if there's 20 million people in the world, there's going to be at least 1 million people that don't think like those same like the other 19 million that are in the world right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know what I'm saying, the popular belief behind it is like they tell us, you know, they feed us all this bullshit and then expect us to understand it and just accept it and move on. But in all actuality, no, I'm not just going to accept it and move on, because what you're telling me is incorrect and it doesn't make sense. But you're trying to hide behind the scientific facts of everything, telling me like, oh well, this is the science says this and science says that. Well, okay, but science is telling you that, but they also tell us that they can't go back to the moon. They can't go. They oh, we've been to Mars, but we don't have any evidence of the shit. You know what I'm saying? Where's all the evidence at? Where's all this shit that they claim it is? And how many times people have came out throughout history and told all of us and have came out in the open and told everybody like, oh, just to let all y'all know this is incorrect. And if you think that this is, if you think this is right, then it is incorrect. Like niggas have came on national television and said some shit like, oh, the Earth is not round. Or, you know what I'm saying, what happened to those people? After those people said that statement, the people who said that people from NASA who used to work for NASA actually was saying some shit talking about like, oh, we never made it to the moon. That's all fake. It's all recorded. And if you really think about it, I mean, yeah, I mean, Photoshop's a thing. I mean, Photoshop came out when? In the early, 2000 and, when the fuck was that?
Photoshop started just after Google, so it would have been around 2001 or 2002.
Exactly. Just like a lot of people don't know that Microsoft's owned by the government. But do people believe that it's owned by the government? No, they don't, because they stupid. I mean, shit.
Right.
You can't.
I mean, that's just how it is.
It's just, you know, it's just a whole bunch of things. Like we're in a generation where there's too many people who are closed eyes, and that, you know, their eyes are closed and they don't understand that their eyes are closed because their mind can't understand the concept of what it means to like truly awaken and go to a higher level of thinking or learning. And now, am I saying that I'm a fucking all-seeing and all-knowing motherfucker? No, I'm not. I'm just saying that every single thing has an altered motive behind it. Like, you know what I'm saying? If a nigga walks up to you right now and gives you $1 million, what is the first thing that's going to pop up in your head? Oh, who is this nigga and why is he giving me $1 million? Right? Okay. Well, let's say the nigga walked up on you and be like, okay, well, shit, I want you to sell your soul to me for $1 million. And you can have this $1 million if you sell your soul to me.
Right.
Now, oh shit, what the fuck is it? You know what I'm saying? So everybody's always going to question some shit, but when are people going to start questioning the shit that's really what it really is questionable? And because the thing about it is we've been programmed for so many years and shit like that. We can look at something, but we won't understand the whole concept of it. Because why? Because we don't understand all of that thing. I'm not a fucking like a philosopher. I'm not a fucking what the fuck do you call a meteorologist? I don't know about all that goofy shit. I just know what these motherfuckers told me. Oh, well, you can go look to the sky and see different stars. Okay, well, why is it that I can go outside and look at the same stars, but only certain stars pop up better probably because of what?
All right,
because of the different lighting that
he said. Let me give my example. I've never had my ass eaten, so because I've never had my ass eaten, I'm going to say that everyone who had their ass eaten is wrong. Okay. No. Okay, so there's a difference between, I guess, the origin of science, and this is what differs from religion in general. This is what differs in philosophy. Because philosophy is just theology and theocratics combined together. What science says is that if you experience it, and if the experience is real, not metaphysical, but physical, as well as mental and neurological, then you can say with absolute certainty that you have experienced it. What he's saying is that I've never physically, mentally, neurologically, or emotionally experienced this thing. So because I haven't, I'm either going to default or I'm going to choose option other. That's a logical way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
Part of what
Exactly.
he's saying is true. People just listen to what they're told and are close-minded. You're right. That's true. You're not encouraged. And the thing is that even though we live in a society where the society encourages you to listen to everything that the government is supposed to tell you and to follow everything that the government is supposed to tell you, science and logic tells you only follow what you experience, because it is your experiences that carry you through life. So that's where he's saying, like, I don't believe that the earth is round. I also don't believe that it's flat because I've never experienced those things. Those are metaphysical things that I cannot experience.
Yeah, because
You
it's
can't-
like this.
right.
Like if the earth is round, then go up to outer space and take a picture of it, like you niggas been saying for years that you can fucking do. Take a picture right now and send it to me, and I'll be like, okay, I don't think the earth is flat anymore. It's round. Or I don't think it's this, because they never have proof behind any of the things they say. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, because it's called fact finding. Like,
I don't
you
need
can't give me
to-
some false information without wanting to sit here and think that it's more to it.
I don't need to explain for real being shot to know I don't want to get shot. Okay. Okay, so you're not getting it. All right. So I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna take you back on a little trip through history, right? Sir Isaac Newton did not say in any confirmation that the earth is round. No one has ever said with absolute certainty that the earth is round. There's just been an argument between science and religion that the earth is round or the earth is flat, either or. What Sir Isaac Newton basically said is, if it goes up, it must come down because our atmosphere limits us. So if we're going based off of the laws of gravity, there should be no way in shape or form that we should be able to deny our own hemisphere and our own atmosphere to shoot any type of rocket or missile propelled into our atmosphere to go outside of our Earth without burning over 30,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which to the human body is 2 million to 3 billion degrees of heat. There should be no way. If it goes up and even tries to touch our hemisphere or our atmosphere, it's going to come down. That's what Sir Isaac Newton laid for us. So if we're going based off of science, then scientifically, there is no way to prove that the earth is round because we can't go outside of our own atmosphere.
Exactly.
But there's no way to also prove that it's flat because we still can't go outside of our own atmosphere.
Exactly.
What religion is saying that the earth is flat? There's more than a few religions that said that the earth is flat and that God is in the sky. If we look at the Old Testament, before the New Testament, this was before King James Version in Catholicism, I believe. The Old Testament does say that God is in the sky and God is watching down. That's in the New Testament. It's the New Testament that says the earth is round. The Old Testament states that the earth is flat. The problem with the Bible is that the Old Testament clashes with the New Testament because a lot of things just don't make sense. The only thing that you have to really go off of in the Bible is revelations of the New Testament, because revelations of the New Testament has nothing to do with what's happening in the Old Testament. The New Testament is just a rewritten Old Testament, and they constantly clash, despite being in the same book. That nobody, like everybody says, nothing about the Bible really does make sense. It really doesn't make any sense at all. But that's
the earth is a circle. What? Oh, yeah, the Bible says the earth is flat, bro. Like, that's what I'm talking
in the
about.
Old Testament it said that it's flat. In the New Testament it says that it's a circle. Science is telling us that the earth is round. But then if we look at science, if we look at how Sir Isaac Newton studied the law of gravity, everything that the Bible says about the earth being flat or round, and everything that scientists tells us about today, or astrologists really tells us about today about the earth being flat or round, has to be untrue, because you can't propel anything up into the sky for it to defy its own gravity. You cannot defy gravity. That's what Sir Isaac Newton was trying to prove. There has to be something. It can't just endlessly float. Everything has a weight, and if it goes up, it must come down.
Okay, so that's exactly what that whole statement right there is exactly what it is. You see what I'm saying? And everybody knows that the Bible talks about how heaven, and then it goes like the heavens waters, which will then then makes
Right.
into like the
Right.
the Bifrost or whatever to the dome.
Right,
You know,
and I don't
everybody
want to
knows
turn
that
this,
shit.
and I don't want to turn
Yeah.
this conversation into a religious argument. One, because everyone who argues over religion gets butthurt, and two, religion doesn't make sense in general, so everyone's going to end up being confused while being butthurt. So there's no point in really talking about it. But there are other religions that date back to the Mayan civilization, religions that date back to pre-Canada and pre-Germany. Religions that date back to before the Indians,
original
the pantheists,
Indians, yeah.
right? And in these religions, they never discussed round Earth or flat Earth. They never discussed that. They just discussed belief in nature. And who the fuck is snoring like that? Okay, yeah, I muted him. So yeah, like they never discussed those things. They just specifically said, okay, we have a god of nature, we have a god of the sun, we have a god of the ground or the earth, and then we have a god of hearth and home. And, you know, we have all these different gods. Religion never started off monotheistic. Religion started off polytheistic, which is why I will not ever look at the Bible as a factor in any conversation dealing with philosophy or science just because religion started off polytheistic first.
True.
You can't use something that comes from one God, and you can't use religions that come from one God to support any type of thesis, because religion started off of the basis of multiple gods.
But I also look at it from this standpoint too.
No. Back before prehistoric ages, the first civilization, the first few civilizations, and you'll learn this, and you'll learn this if you take a civilizations class in general. But religion started off polytheistic, and every religion dating back to polytheism and back when the first human civilization came to be, it was always first there was nothing, and then out of the nothing came love or some type of god, and from that god spawned another god. That's the story of polytheism, and those are the stories that follow it. We can look at Greek mythology. We can look at
exactly.
Right.
So
we can
once
look at
upon a
Egyptian.
time, there was one person that viewed it as this, but then other people started following that person and didn't like what they thought.
Right.
What they didn't like what they were thinking of that religion. So they branched off and created a whole other religion to branch off. From
Right.
Other, religion to this day is nothing but a branch off of constantly of different things, of different views of people who believe certain things and say
Right.
certain
It's
shit.
just a constant different belief
a whole
system.
bunch of it's like a whole bunch of he say she say shit is what it is, if you want to be technical about it. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain shit that does, like I said, like you said,
Again, since we're talking about being able to prove with facts, where are you getting this information? Go back and look at the old Egyptian inscription. The old Egyptian inscription, the original book of I think it was the original. I think it was book 3. It was something. It's not the Nether Realm. It's not the Nether Realm. It's book 3 of the Pharaoh of. It starts with an I. Egypt wasn't the first civilization, but Egypt is the oldest civilization.
And first of all, okay, so let's talk about this. You can't say about information not being correct if you don't have your information. Everybody knows that if you want to be if we're talking about like from a religious standpoint, everybody knows like that the first language and the first right. Like the actual first recorded civilization was back in Babylonian time, and everybody should know that across the fucking board, because the Babylonians were real people. You know what I'm saying? So in Babylonian and like I said, the Babylonians and the King Babylon, and that was technically the first recorded civilization throughout history, and that is a fact, because the first language at that time was Adamic. Nobody else spoke any other. Didn't nobody speak Spanish? Didn't nobody speak Japanese or any other shit? It was everybody spoke the same thing. Everybody was the same race.
So what I'm saying is that the oldest civilization alive today that we really have to go off of any real history about is the Egyptian civilization. Because the Egyptians are the oldest that have been there. They are not the first, but they have outlived past civilizations. And the book that I'm referring to is Book 2, Amon Ra. In Amon Ra, they discuss about how at first there was nothing and then came different gods. And this was the first recorded polytheistic, and this was not the first recording of polytheism, but this is one of the last records of polytheistic religions. And again, since Egypt is the oldest and it was one of the very few first civilizations to really exist, even though it wasn't named Egypt at the time, we can go off of that and say, okay, well, since these are one of the first like 10 of 20 civilizations that were there at the beginning, these are one of the main societies that we can go off of and say, okay, well, this society believed in polytheism. If we go back dating before Rome, but that doesn't make them the end-all authority on the subject. No, that doesn't make them the end-all authority on the subject. I think you're missing the point. Because the point that I'm trying to explain is that the very first few civilizations to exist were polytheistic, and for that reason alone, I will not go off of any monotheistic religion.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, sir. I don't know who you are with these questions and everything, but I appreciate you asking your questions. Now, please explain to me who was the first actual recorded civilization. If you want to talk about. They weren't the. Did he say? Hold on. Did you say that Egypt wasn't the first motherfucking? Who said that?
Egypt. I said that Egypt wasn't the first civilization, but it is the first oldest record of an account of the beginning of societies.
Yeah. Okay. So exactly. So no, I want to know him. So if you know that Egypt wasn't the first civilization, then what was the previous civilizations that you know of that actually became before Egypt, if you want to be technical, because you can't sit here like I said, like he's saying, the first recorded actual history of a civilization was Egypt. They wrote.
You're wrong.
They had hieroglyphics. They made statues and shit.
I'm gonna just throw it out there already. You're already wrong. Babylon was during 2300 BC. Egypt and its first civilization started around 100 BC, I believe. So you're already.
That wouldn't be it.
Well, no, wait, no, it wasn't 100. It was.
I'm gonna say, what are you talking about? I said, but Babylon was like way before BC. Like it was like I think.
No. Babylon was 2400.
Hold on. You do know that, like, you talking about Babylonian? So Babylonian was like recorded. Like they're not.
No,
recorded.
he said Babel.
Babylonian
yeah,
was around.
Babel.
Yeah, the Tower of Babel. That was like, it would be considered probably right around the, whatever. I said, no, I'm talking about like Babylonian. The Tower of Babel is Babylonian. But, they call it the Tower of Babel in the Bible is what it's called. You know what I'm saying? But.
Right, Babel wasn't an actual society. Babel was a tower centered in Babylon. And Babylon started in 2400 BC. So you're already getting your facts confused.
But that's what I'm talking about. The books are telling you this before, but Babylonian. But in the Bible, I could have sworn that the Babylonian thing, like the Tower of Babel, was before. If the Tower of Babel was in the middle of the Babylonian, like whatever the fuck continent, I'm assuming whatever the fuck it was. But if you date back Babylonian, that was the original thing. So the original thing would be also be talking about at that time period what Pangea. Did these motherfuckers be trying to sit here and act like it was a thing? I mean, it was a thing, but nigga, come on now, it was at the same period of time, bro. Like. Babylonian, the Tower of Babel was at the same time. It would be in history. It would be considered the same time that the Pangea was around, basically, or towards the end of Pangea. Because what happened to Pangea? Pangea broke up into the 4 different fucking great nations, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then that is what the fuck.
Babylon got its name from Babel. I'm weak.
Let's see.
Whoa.
And let me see if I can find this for y'all.
No, because what he's talking about is a main etymological biblical reference. Babel is the Tower of Babel, and Babel itself is a biblical reference of ancient times. Because Sumeria and Assyria happened before Babel, which would have been around the time, which would have been right where Egypt was placed, if not right next to Egypt.
Gang. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh, what's up, Sam, man?
What? Unbelievable.
If you want to know where I'm getting my references from, then you can go Civ. I believe it's Civ 1 text. Let me find my book again, because I'm getting my references from my old Civilizations textbook.
Where the fuck is this at? So hold on. So when did you say that the Babylonian Empire was over, or wherever the fuck, or whoever said was?
I said it was 2400. It dates back to 2400 BC.
I see. Yeah, the Babylonian Empire from 1895 BC through 539 BC. Established in 1895 BC and dissolved in 539 BC. Today part of Iraq and Syria. Makes sense.
Which still doesn't make a whole lot of sense why he would bring up Babel, since ancient Sumeria was way long before that.
Who?
Ancient Sumeria.
Samaria?
Yeah.
Who said Samaria?
I was saying Sumeria.
Oh.
Because the entire conversation was going back to the accounts of ancient civilizations, and the first few civilizations were polytheism. And ancient Sumeria dates back way before that.
He said the Babel and Babylon are different. I'm not talking about the Babylon. Babylon wasn't around when Babel was built. Yeah, exactly. So if Babylon, but you're saying that the Tower of Babel was built on Babel. I mean, it has to be built on Babylon. You said where it's been. The Tower of Babel was built over there. Like I said, Babylon today is Iraq and Syria. So clearly it must have been really the fucking middle of everything there. Yeah, that's crazy. But got its name from Babel. You know what? I'm not going to discuss this anywhere because none of y'all can prove what you're saying, aren't willing to look it up what I'm saying. What is it that you're saying, though? That's what I don't understand.
He probably already left, but I can cite my sources. You're still not citing your sources.
No.
Because it's common sense. I mean, you don't have to date it back that far because I don't. A book isn't. It's like 1895 BC and versus to 539 BC. So even if in that time period, there still has to be. It could be 200 or it could have been 100 in BC or any whatever like what it is. But everybody knows the Tower of Babel took so many years to reference. I mean, anything like that in the first place because shit, it's Iraq and Syria. So if you put all of the countries together in the same middle point,
what he's saying is he wants to know where we're getting our information from, but he doesn't want to cite where he's getting his information from. Because all of my information comes from my two old civilizations textbooks, which was Western civilizations, their history and their culture, and then perspectives from the past and primary sources in civilization.
Oh, I see what the fuck you're talking about. If you want me to reference the sites for what I'm saying, then you can go to any religion based, like, what is it, religion? I can't remember what the fuck it's called. It's school or whatever, but nigga, you can look it up in any of those religion textbooks. It says it in there on when you're looking up in the thing, because you can't study science without studying religion. They go hand in hand together. The same thing. You can go look that information up in any religion textbook will have that information.
And don't laugh at me.
Right. My sources are always cited. All the information that I get are from the sources that I cite. I don't say anything when I'm speaking on topics like this that are very sensitive. I don't provide information that I can't cite.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. He's talking about he can't find that information that's not a fact, but you can go find that. You can go find that information in any religion textbook or whatever you said, ancient civilization textbooks. That's common sense.
Right, and I took Civ. I'm taking Civ 1.
That whole references.
And I'm taking Civ 1 right. Well, I took Civ 1 back when I was 19, and I'm taking Civ 2 this following semester. So I'm getting my references from my civilizations textbooks. Where are yours? Because I can name both of my Civ textbooks right now, but where are your citations, Nine-Tailed? If you're going to involve yourself in an in-depth, and it's not really even an argument, if you're going to involve yourself in a very in-depth conversation, if you want to bring up citations and sources, you're going to have to provide yours before you involve yourself in the conversation.
I see.
Especially since you're challenging us on what we're saying.
Religion. What the fuck was the name of that dumbass book? I can't think. Religion. Fuck. I'm gonna have to ask my mom what the name of that book was. But yeah, it's a religion source book, and it was a book that was wrote on. Hold on, let me Google this one last time and see what it is.
Right, now if you want to know my citations, it's Perspectives from the Past, Primary Sources in Western Civilizations by James M. Brophy, Joshua Cole, and John Robertson, with a few others that were honorably mentioned, 6th edition, volume 1. And then my other sources site is Western Civilizations, Their History and Their Culture, which is 4th edition, combined volume, honestly, but it's by Joshua Cole and Carol Steins.
That's a little too satanic for me. Whoa, wrong way.
Right, he done jumped in the conversation and then you know what though? When Nine-Tailed pops into some of the streams and he starts popping into certain in-depth like conversations like that, I'd say it's better off to just ignore him. And the only reason why I'm saying that is just because he likes to start shit and then leave in the middle of the stream. Like literally after he said that he wasn't going to talk about it anymore, he just left.
He's fucking goofy.
Yeah, like it makes no sense. And he'll pop up in my streams and request face cam, request a whole bunch of other shit. But doesn't stay. He doesn't stay for longer than like 5 minutes. He'll just leave. Like, what's the point of coming in and starting all this shit and then interrupting a really good conversation if you're just going to leave like that? Especially since you're the one that's challenging everybody on their sources. But, okay.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. God damn it. Finally. The universalization of religions. It's a... Yeah, because it's a book that literally talks about like the ethnic backgrounds of like the religions and everything like that, and also like the old civilizations. But it's like called Ethic versus Universalizing Religions or some shit like that. What it's called AP. That's what the fuck.
Right, because I know for a fact that the Jews had always existed, but Christianity and its Catholicism started way back during the Roman Empire. Because they started taking, they're the ones that started taking over other countries and then imposing that religion upon the countries, which then kicked up the start of the Pope always being in power because there was no higher presidential power at the time.
Exactly.
Right. I know my sources.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Ethic versus Universalizing Religions, AP. That's what that book's called.
I had that book when I took Intro to Civ back in high school.
Yeah. It's the same common book that you can find. Like I'm saying, the same comic book that will sit here and explain.
Right, and there's also if you take any type of mythological class in humanities department when you go to college, a lot of the textbooks, even though they talk about a lot of different folk tales and stories from mythology, from different types of mythology, we have to remember that mythology is just a combination of all these different religions, and at one point there are a lot, if there are a few, if not a lot of cited dates and years and times that date back to before the Bible was ever a thing and date back to before Christianity and Catholicism was ever a thing. We don't know how long Jewish society has been a thing. We know it dates back to before Nazis in Germany, though. We know that for a fact.
Shit.
Right. We could look at history to tell that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brawley versus Jiren. Goddamn. But yeah, that's the same. That's like I said. That's in just like a little simple high school book. That's what I was trying to say. Because I'm like, nigga, I knew that book was in high school. That's what I'm saying. Like that whole book will talk.
Right.
The book does say like 2300 BC for the Babylonian Empire and shit like that, but you know what I'm saying. But it also goes more in depth of like, you know what I'm saying, like the pre-time and like when the time was dissolved, what did they build and all the, you know, all the whole same shit. But you got to think about it too. You talk about the Babylonians and everything like that, but you also got to talk about the Bohemian religion, because that's where Bohemian religion was first derived from, was from Babylonian, you know, concepts and shit like that. That's what I'm meaning. Like nigga, you talking about you talking that shit.
Right.
I knew it. I was like, I'm gonna Google this fucking book.
You can't enter a very in-depth discussed conversation with a lot of philosophy and theology involved into it, and then call people out on their sources when you don't call out what your sources are specifically. Exactly. And if you're referencing biblical sources, I had already said upon you entering the chat, I had said, I am not going to be taking anything out of any monotheistic book, because polytheism dates back way before monotheism does. Monotheism derives from polytheism, so we have to look at polytheistic religions first. So for that reason alone, I was not going to be taking any concepts, theology or philosophy-wise, from any type of monotheistic religion. And if you're citing Babel from the Bible, then that already nullifies and null and voids your argument or any type of debate that you were going to start up in the first place. Make sure you know your sources before you come into in-depth conversations like that. Because these are serious conversations. They are very intellectual conversations that a lot of people enjoy, that not a lot of people can really relate to, but a lot of people do enjoy these type of conversations, especially people of an open mind and an intellectual mind.
Finally, someone who understands this shit. Finally, god damn it.
That's just, you're not being fair to the people involved in the conversation who actually wants to have the conversation for fun, and you're not being fair to yourself by calling out people, citing out their sources. You're not going to do the same thing. So if you're going to call me out on citing a source, you should cite your sources too, because my sources are right here next to me.
And that's what I'm saying. His sources are right next to me, and then my sources come from a book that literally we read in high. If you went to high school, my good sir, you should have read that book.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Which, I mean, Nine-Tailed is on my friends list, so it doesn't matter if you're not in the, it doesn't matter if you're not in the stream or not, because the next time I see you, I'm going to bring this up if you didn't watch the end of this stream. For sure, because you're literally just being unjustified and unfair for no apparent fucking reason. A little bit snobby to say the least, because you entered the stream being all offended that maybe your religion was the religion in question that we were talking about, which really it wasn't. But you wouldn't have known that unless you had rewinded the stream a little bit backward.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, and shit, Anaconda entered a while ago. I forgot that Anaconda was in here. What's up, bro?
Oh, yeah.
Anaconda.
It's either that or he muted us, one of the two.
Latin Jan. Hey, what's up, man? Or, well, I'm gonna just say what's up in general. We already had this conversation before. So I'm just saying what's up in general. How you doing tonight? Slash this morning.
What's up, man? Oh, shit. We'll leave this conversation for another day, because I really want his sources, and then once you talk to him, please get the sources behind this shit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get his sources, because if he's, like I said, if you're citing biblical references, especially in a conversation where I nullified that already, then I'm just going to kick him to the curb out of the conversation. Anyone in general, you know, because like, my channel is very open, and, you know, there's going to be a lot of streams where I don't talk that often, if I talk at all, and there's going to be a lot of streams where I talk about a lot of stuff that are debatable, that are in question, that are based all in philosophy. Anybody who joins these streams, though, are more than welcome to enter these conversations. They're not exclusive to any particular person. But don't call out people on their sources unless you're specifically going to be citing your sources as well. Other than that, the conversation is purely for fun and off of your own ideals.
And then let me know if he has anything else to say about that, because I will literally link him the book that he can go look at page for page.
Right.
Come on, some motherfucker, talk about something. But you can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't talk about that type of stuff and then not reference it back to, like, okay. Like, you can't say the Tower of Babel is from the Bible and everything. Okay, well, let's talk about the other shit. You do realize Babylon was a whole civilization, right? Without Tower of Babel being built, motherfucker, that's just common sense. How the fuck did they build the Tower of Babel without having a civilization behind it? Dumbass. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's just whatever you think. I just want your references, my good side.
Right.
Just let me holla at your boy, DM me, whatever you want to do. I got you. Well, that shit is so funny. What's he gonna do next? Be like, oh, well, the Bohemian this did not come from. Oh.
Right.
Because that's basically what he's saying. Because if he's saying that, like I said, if that was, or if his whole argument is just from the Tower of Babel,
right? Like, if your whole argument is coming from the Tower of Babel, then you're already at a loss, because you have to include in your argument the Bohemian religion, Bohemian society, and what happened before Bohemian times and after Bohemian religion.
Exactly.
So you're already going to be talking about a lot of factors, which you're not even included in the party chat for to begin with.
Exactly. That's why I was lost. I was like, who the fuck? I thought you when you were saying it, I was like, hold on, but I could have sworn that me and you were on the same page, and other nigga was questioning it wrong. That's right.
No. He was questioning it wrong the entire time. Me and you were on the same page with the entire conversation, and then he decided to just jump in the middle of the conversation out of nowhere and start calling himself for our sources without listing any sources of himself. And like I said, I nullified any use of monotheism in the argument. I specifically said no use of monotheism will be taken into the argument, and then you decide to come out of here out of nowhere and then let's babble. And I'm sorry, but if the Bible is your only textbook or reference that you can cite where you even learned about Babel, then you have no place in this argument, because that is not a source that you can use. I mean, unless you have the first Catholic Bible that originated in the Roman Empire, which still exists, it's still in stores. I believe you can even go to your local Dollar General. But this does mean that you can't use Bibles that were made specifically with the King James edition of it, because King James is very, very in question. So no. Just know there's too many rewritten accounts of the Bible to really be using any type of biblical references to begin with. Again, monotheism was nullified from the fucking argument.
Okay, nigga, you need to be in my first podcast, nigga. Me and you gotta talk, nigga. Me and you gotta most definitely talk, bro. That shit was so funny. That nigga that shit was fucking me up, and I was like, I hope this nigga's not being serious right now.
Right, like
you can't
right.
enter in an open conversation and be closed-minded, like I said. That's exactly what I said. You can't enter an open-minded conversation being closed-minded.
Yeah, you really can't. You know, a lot of people they don't like these type of conversations. They don't want, you know, what they live as an everyday life to be put into question or any type of perspective, which I can respect that. But if you're close-minded and you're entering these type of conversations, being one of those type of people, it's not going to work out for you. You're going to end up either getting butthurt or offended, which is not the purpose of the conversation at all. And it's going to misconstrue your mind on the conversation in question, because you're going to think that the purpose of it is to offend or is to insult, and that's not the purpose at all.
Exactly. You know, that's what the whole conversation was, because before me and you even started talking about it, we said we're not trying to piss anybody off by saying, and I said that multiple times, I'm not trying to piss anybody off or disrespect anybody for me saying this or anything like that. I said that way prior to. My only thing is, if your only argument is behind religion, then you have no bias for you have no reason for what the fuck you're trying to say, because everything you say comes from the Bible.
Right. Now it's different if you say identify as a Christian or a Catholic, but you have open-minded views. That's completely different. That's acceptable. But if you're coming just strictly off of Catholic and Christian-like views, or even Jewish-like views, or just off of your own religion, mind you, these type of topics and conversations cover a lot of ideas in question. Religions in general to begin with, first of all, because we're talking about history, and history and religion go hand in hand. Those are very sensitive things to each other. You can't talk about one without talking about the other. So you don't enter conversations like these if you're going to be butthurt or offended. Pay attention to the gameplay.
That's what I said. Like, I'm a Christian, but you didn't once hear my black guy say anything like, well, my religion says this, and I didn't say not at one moment of that shit. All I said was, if you're gonna say some shit like that, then please have evidence to saying why, or why you view it like that. Because, you know, too many people will sit here and be like, oh, well, you know, like, they'll quote shit out the Bible, and I'm like, okay, well, I know that's not correct, but let's look it up. And then we look it up, and they're like, oh, well, it's just not correct in the book. Oh, okay, well, now you're trying to go back on it and say what you're saying in your Bible is not correct. Well, didn't you just reference something from that Bible? But how is it not correct if you're referencing from it?
Right. Now, it's different if you're entering the conversation, which is okay. If you're entering the conversation and you're just at a lack of information, then yes, ask for sources. That way you can catch yourself up on the information, and then the topics can be addressed later in a later conversation. But that's a whole different story from what you just did, Ninetail. That's really disrespectful, actually, what you just did.
Exactly. Man, nigga, you gotta be in my first podcast, nigga, because that shit right there is literally what the fuck about. Because I have a conversations with everybody just sideways because I be saying some off the wall shit. I be like, nigga, what?
Well, I'm like, well, you gotta understand from my point of view. I'm in college and I take courses like philosophy and theology that specifically deal in these type of things. And we would have people that would walk out of the classroom crying after a class, dropping the class because they were too sensitive to the information that was being provided, and either argued too heavily or just got too offended and butthurt over it. So, you know, for that reason alone, when I talk about these type of topics outside of lecture, I warn people, if you're very religious, if you're very pious, if you have a certain belief system that you strictly stick to, please don't involve yourself in these conversations. Either mute us if you're in the party, or, you know, turn down the volume if you just want to watch the gameplay for the stream or whatever. But these are not the type of conversations for those type of people. I'm sorry, but I warn you first before I continue off into the actual discussion.
Yeah, bro. Exactly. And then that's what the whole argument, because we was having a pretty good open conversation about everything. We was talking about everything across the board.
Right.
It just makes me mad that people come in here and say shit like that and don't have a reason and why behind their saying. You're saying shit, but everything that we're saying is referenced, and we're referencing it back to certain shit. But then when you say something, you can't reference it to me. But like, okay, well now you're just being an asshole trying to break up the conversation.
Right. Not only are you trying to break the conversation and interrupt the conversation, but you're asking people to cite sources that you yourself aren't even citing for your own purposes. That's kind of hypocritical.
Like, just show me the book. That's all I ask. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Just show me, reference the book to me so that way I can look it up and just see. That's all I'm saying.
Right, just to see if the information you're pulling is legit.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a smart motherfucker that walks across this bitch, because I know I'm not.
Right. And we're not trying to be like know-it-alls either. We're not saying this is fact, this is fiction. This is just for simple information providing and discussion on topics of ideals. What the fuck? These niggas got unblockables now? Bruh.
What you playing?
I'm still playing Shadow of War because I wanted to finish off the stream by at least finishing off these story quests that I wanted for the day done, at least.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but between Ninetail and his bullshit, and then the fact that I done got out of 3 different fucking boss fights altogether, I've probably been up for the majority or the better half of the entire night on this shit. Like, I'm ready to get on a different game already, but I really do want to finish out these quest lines before the next stream, because in the next stream I'm going to be doing Fortress Invasions. And I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. Story, Fortress, story, Fortress. Which is good, because I do like 3-hour streams in general anyway.
Yeah. And that's my only thing, 'cause that's what I was like, yeah. It's just funny. Babylon got its name from Babel. Well, of course, dumbass. Where the fuck else is it gonna get it from, bruh? Where else is the fuck is the Tower of Babel gonna get its name from? If the Tower of Babel was in Babylon, and Babylon is in Iraq and Syria, then why the fuck are you trying to tell me?
I'm not right. And he said I'm not talking about Babylon. I'm talking about Babel. Well, the only thing to really reference to Babel is the Tower of Babel, which originated in the dead smack center of Babylon. Even if Babylon was a society or a civilization that was built around the Tower of Babel, you're still disincluding a lot of factors.
Exactly.
You're still disincluding Bohemian religion, the origin of Jewish religion, because Jewish religion is also included. So where are your sources if you're going to call everybody out on theirs?
Exactly, motherfucker. No, just
fucking weak.
That's all I was saying. I was like, damn. I said, this motherfucker really trying to come for me. Where and then he said, that's what killed me though. Is he's like, and y'all facts are wrong. I can't stay here listening to this. Your facts are wrong. Where are y'all getting your facts from?
Right. None of it is making sense, but at the same time,
that's the point of having an open conversation, is because it doesn't. It's what we're talking about doesn't make sense. And the thing about it is, you don't make sense because you're trying to basically come in here and prove to us and tell us why we're wrong, when in all actuality we're right and you're wrong because you don't have any references with your black ass.
Hey, somebody Angel came in the party and said some stupid shit or something.
So me and Breezy, we're basically in the middle of this super ass fly conversation, right? And then my friend Ninetail, who's also on my friends list, he comes into my stream and he's like, you're getting your facts wrong, all this other stuff, where are you getting your facts from, and all this other stuff, basically trying to call us out on our references, but he's not citing anything himself. The whole entire purpose of this conversation, mind you, was because we were confused on some of these ideals and we wanted to talk about them in the first place. To tell people that they're right or wrong in a conversation that's based off of general confusion to begin with is already limiting yourself away from the conversation, if not alienating yourself away from the conversation.
Exactly, bro. But that's what we were talking about, because he was trying to tell us about the, the Tower of Babel got its name from the Babylonian Emperor. But I'm like, yeah, but you have to reference everything else too. You can't sit here and talk about history and not talk about religion, because like DeLorean said, it goes hand to hand. Just like everything goes hand to hand. Like science and religion go hand to hand together too, because they're always bouncing off of each other. You see what I'm saying? Like
science and religion consistently bounces off of each other, and history and history follows religion. Because religion does list a lot of things that are historical that does line up. It's just a lot of the stories built around these historical moments don't line up.
Exactly. That's why I said DeLorean's got it. Yeah, nigga, you doing a podcast for me, nigga. Most definitely. You ain't running from that shit, nigga. You decide away your soul now, nigga. You decide away your soul.
I don't mind doing it.
I can't have conversations like this with everybody, because everybody tries to judge and come at tries to judge and come at sideways like, oh well, nigga, this doesn't make sense. What you're saying doesn't fucking make sense. Well, now I have a nigga who can remember the factual shit while my high ass just explains it.
Wait, what? What did I came back on?
Me and DeLorean having some next level conversations and niggas were getting confused.
I want you guys to tune into the stream for a minute. I like how this bitch is supposed to be my ally, and she's sitting from like fucking out of nowhere, damn near shooting arrows that aren't doing shit because these enemies are practically fucking invisible. Like, what are arrows going to do to these enemies? Like, really?
I don't know. But I understand. One thing that kind of grinds my motherfucking gears, though. What? Okay, shut up.
What you say?
Anyway.
Hold on, I just remember. So, what are y'all niggas doing? What are y'all niggas still doing up?
I was hungry, so I fixed some noodles.
Oh my God. Me, I have no fucking idea.
Anaconda, what game are you playing?
I was about to hop off and get. Funny thing, I was about to hop off and actually go to sleep, but I saw the party still going. So
y'all saw that shit, right? I know the person in the fucking stream just saw that. I got cheated. The check success zone pops up in the left corner of my screen, and then it just flashes to the bottom. That makes no sense for this game.
I know, nigga. I'm sitting there watching this goofery.
Right, now watch when I replay the mission.
You saw how he got me in the corner and he kept on doing the... Yeah, he was cheating.
I like how Anaconda popped in there and just listened to us the whole time and didn't say nothing.
Oh no, because see, I would have jumped in, but y'all had the conversation handled. Like anything I would have said wouldn't have like really been much of like an influence to the conversation.
This nigga is pissing me off with his runaway bullshit.
You had to jump in and you did it. I know I had.
it's not hard to have intelligent conversations, nigga. You just can't have intelligent conversations with everybody because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's always
Because
some
they're
bullshit that
ignorant.
comes behind it.
And they're
Yeah.
only looking at it from like their perspective, and that's it. It's like, oh, okay,
Right.
only
That's
my
what I'm saying.
perspective matters.
It's like
That's it.
DeLorean had to explain it to the nigga earlier when we was talking about the Earth. We literally had a conversation about how the Earth was rounded.
Oh
or
no,
was flat.
Breezy,
And
Breezy, I heard the entire thing. I heard the entire conversation.
Right.
I said,
It was just like, you know, we're talking about all of this in-depth stuff. It's preferable, you know, like I said, that we eliminate a lot of certain factors that should not be factored in because of how biased they are. Things that are biblical, for instance.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, so if you're going to call us out on our sources, then you should call yourself out on your sources as well. My sources are straight from oh shit. My sources are straight from my textbook.
Oh,
in a book doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like we have books to be read and versus
Really
the,
now?
Like you read that out of a Bible when I've literally read it. I've read
Yeah.
what religion is as a
Take
whole.
this
Like you
one.
can't tell me something about religion. Like if you can't talk about religion if you don't understand religion as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Because like I tell everybody all the time, a lot of religion nowadays is nothing but a whole bunch of he say, she say stuff in the first place. Because why? Because we do not have the people who are in the Bible talking to us right now, telling us like, oh, well, this is what happened and this happened, this and this and that, right? Well, the Bible could have been washed down many of times from over the years. Everybody knows the Bible's been washed down from years from what it used to be like. You know
You
what I'm
do
saying?
remember the
Everybody
Holy War,
knows that.
right? You remember the Holy
that's
War,
main-
right?
And that's mainly
That's the Holy War.
because
The Holy War is
of
the
the
perfect
translations,
example
you know?
of the Bible being
Because-
changed and rewritten and rescribed multiple times.
But it's most all come to the
That's
same
mainly,
thing, though.
I think that's mainly because of like how many different translations and stuff, you know.
But see, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
different
all
versions and stuff.
comes from the same thing. Yes, that is a fact because everybody on the planet Earth used to be united under one thing, under one religion, under one view, and under a lot of different shit. But everybody knows that. That's what Pangea was. Like that's what the whole thing about them telling us about Pangea. That's literally what that was. Because everybody spoke the same language. Everybody was the same skin color. Everybody was like kind of looked the same. Kind of really what the fuck it was.
Pangea, that's the whole continent before it got split into 7.
Yeah, and like I said, in biblical, if you talk biblical terms on it, the Tower of Babel was around at that period in time. Pangea was around on Earth. Basically, what I was saying.
You tried that. Oh, come on.
Actually, all of like the content or whatever, they all kind of fit though. Yes.
Well, yeah, that's what they used to be called. What they used to be all. It was all Pangea. That's what it was called. The whole continent was together in one thing. But you know, in the biblical, it tells us, oh well, you know, they shot a tower. You know, they shot an arrow at the God, and God basically broke the land apart and told everybody, well, you know what I'm saying. Basically, the reason why everybody speaks different languages and why everybody, you know what I'm saying, and why there's such a big thing between races because the humans will never be 100. You know, will never be all one again because we're all too different now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To understand one another is what the fuck it is.
Right.
And then you got people like this who don't want to really listen, but only focus on them being right and things like that.
Exactly. Like,
Right,
you can't tell me,
this
you
is a
can't say it's
conversation
right
that isn't
and not
rooted
have to be
in
wrong.
right. In these type of conversations and discussions, they're not rooted in being right or wrong. They're just to clear up confusion and come to some type of understanding of what the fuck really happened to begin with.
Yeah, and not only that, it's also about respecting each other's opinions without you saying that you're fucking wrong.
Right, like for instance, I grew up Christian, but I claim my religion now as animist. Well, basically meaning I believe in nature, I believe in the gods of nature, I believe in nature in general.
Okay, when you say animist, I thought you about to say
No. Yeah, no. Because when I say because a lot of people think okay, a lot of people will say like, oh, you're an animist. What does that mean, that you're in love in animals or something? Like no. Think pantheism. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of pantheism.
Animals. I was thinking about anime, like Like I
You gotta
agree
dumb
with
it
the guy
down,
that
nigga.
Dragon Ball
Because if
Z
a lot of people don't even ain't never heard of the
Naruto.
word animus until a fucking Assassin's Creed, nigga.
Oh my god!
So a
Oh
lot
my
of
god!
niggas, so a lot of
Right,
niggas-
right.
You know,
I mean,
you're not
Well,
wrong.
the original
You're
term
not-
before it got changed in 2014, the original term for an animist, where it originated was pantheist. So if you remember old pantheism, then that's what animist is today. That's what I claim to be. But pantheism changed to something completely different back in 2013, 2014. To belief in Roman gods or some shit like that. So for that reason alone, I don't say I claim pantheism anymore. I still claim belief in nature. It's just the term itself changed.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, but I just had to throw that in there because you know a lot of dumbass niggas would not know what animus was unless you said, "Oh, you talking about the animus off Assassin's Creed, bro?" No, dumbass. I'm not talking about an animus off Assassin's
this is my
Creed.
first time ever hearing that. So
Yeah.
Oh,
But hey, Raven, no,
okay,
see, here's the
well,
thing.
to like to
Oh no, you can go DeLorean. Go DeLorean.
Oh, well, to put it to you lightly, what the Indians originally believed in before they started a society, a deeply rooted society, they believed in nature and nature goddesses. I believe in basically in a maternal religion, a nature goddess. That's all it is.
okay, I understand. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like when they had God of crops and corn and wheat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I understand.
Right, so I believe in the god of winter, the god of harvest, the god of the moon, and then goddess of the hunt. Those are my goddesses.
Okay.
Right.
Well, okay. Alright, cool.
That shit was so fucking funny.
It had me weak.
Yeah, because like I said, like God, like animus. I was thinking with my simple ass, like he was like.
Oh,
my
nigga,
God,
you're not
like
simple,
God
bro.
of-
But you know,
so
this is
the God of Naruto. And
Yeah,
God
bro.
of
But the thing about it is, bro, don't ever let nobody call you stupid, bro, or tell you that you're wrong unless that they have factual information of what they're telling you should be correct. That's what I'm saying. No, nigga, there's no such thing. There's no such thing in this world as being stupid. And what's stupid is asking questions it's not asking the questions that you need to be asking. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're only stupid if you don't ask questions. You're only stupid if you don't try to figure something out. If you don't want to do this or
because
anything like that.
the basic point of human existence has always been to question your existence and question what's around your existence and what surrounds it.
Exactly.
Question everything. Don't and always put everything into doubt. Where did I come from? To put it into doubt. If you think that your parents aren't your real parents, put that shit into doubt. Like that's what you're supposed to do.
I know.
But also at another
That's
level of it
damn
too.
true.
I'm done. But you know, on another level of it, basically just like don't doubt to the point where it makes you go insane because also keep in mind
Right,
to
because
question one
yeah.
thing is to question everything in as a whole because you can't
Right.
for example I'm a Christian. As being a Christian I can't question somebody else on some other shit and then not also understand what religion is, you know what I'm saying? Or I can't sit here and be like, oh well, because you worship this, that means you're stupid and you don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about.
Right,
You know,
or
me
you'll
coming at
have-
DeLorean
or you'll have
sideways
people like-
saying that he's stupid because he doesn't view the same shit that I view. But actually, nigga, clearly me and this nigga must view on a pretty good fucking standpoint on some shit. So
Right, like for instance, conspiracy theories. People who are constantly putting everything into doubt generally become conspiracy theorists. They come up with a lot of conspiracy theories. Some conspiracy theories happen to turn out true or happen to have been proven, but there's a lot of conspiracy theories that just don't make any fucking sense whatsoever, and you can tell that that person is kind of deranged. And the reason why is because they questioned everything to such a point where it's like, oh, I'm being watched, I can't talk about it. Or, oh, you know, the government is watching me. Like, okay, you know, those type of things should not be put.
yeah,
so
Rashad, you stay on Stick Street, you sell dime bags out the back of your fucking car. I don't think the government is worried about your dumb ass, okay, bro?
Right. Like, don't. Okay, so I guess the best example is
They would have turned your ass in by now.
Right. Like, I guess the best example is
They're not necessarily putting it under wraps.
don't question yourself into insanity. What you should be questioning is just things that you legit have questions about. Like, for instance, if I told you, if I walked up to you one day and you all saw my face and I said, "Oh, I'm white. I'm not black. I'm white. I have 2 white parents. My dad is white. My mom is white." And you thought in your mind, "Nigga, you look black. The fuck? That can't be true. Give me a blood test." Right. Right.
I had heard some stuff about that though.
Right.
Like,
I mean, yeah, white
obviously
parents
white.
having white or black parents having white children, white parents having black children. Like, if you truly question that shit, then you should question that shit. You should be like, do you have any proof? Like, let me meet your parents or something, or show me a picture or something. Like, that just doesn't seem right. I mean, of course, after, you know, they show you and it turns out to be right, then you don't have any real reason to question it anymore. You know, your question is answered.
Exactly. Well, 'cause, you know, like I tell people all the time, and see, this is the crazy part about that. You know, just to go further in depth of what you were saying and shit. Like, doesn't that make you question the man? Well, doesn't that mean that all religions were the same? I mean, not all religions, all races were the same race? Well, damn, would you look at that? White people aren't really just white people, are they? The fuck? Yes, of course, dumbass. It ain't fucking just white people, motherfucking being white people. Goddamn.
Yeah, and
like,
not only that, but and that's the funny thing about racist people. Like, oh, I hate colored people, nigga. You are a fucking walking mood ring, because when you're pissed off, you're red. When you're cold, you're blue. When you're sick, you're green. When you scared, you're yellow. When you die, you gray. When you're scared shitless, you're whiter than white.
When you're cold, you're pale.
Call me color?
Right.
Yeah.
When you're cold, you're pale. Like literally, right. Like, racist people, like, especially racist white people, they literally walk around here a walking fucking rainbow and have the nerve to pick on other people for their races, for their race. Like,
exactly.
Oh shit, wait a minute guys. You are about to enter the final battle for the dominion over Mordor. The Bright Lord and the world itself will be irrevocably changed after this point. Before you start the mission, you should ensure that you have explored the story quest of the Eltariel.
That's why I don't really question. I question a lot of white people because I really be telling. I have white homeboys, and I'm not black. I'm not full black. Nigga. I'm mixed and shit. And I tell motherfuckers too, like, bro, you do realize that you're not full white, right? Yes, I am, bro. I'm full white. I said, no, you're not full white, bro. How am I not full white? Because everything used to be one race, and if white people can have black children and black people can have white children, what does that tell you?
Yeah, mate.
Right, and then of course, we overgeneralize these labels, and I guess like the best example of how we overgeneralize these labels is to a lot of people, especially a lot of black people for the most part, but to a lot of, you know, people in general, and especially in the United States, if you're white, you are some type of Canadian, German, or English. Those are races in themselves. You're overgeneralizing them by saying that they're white, but in more specifics, DNA says, oh, well, I'm French. A French person isn't white, bitch. They speak fucking French. They're obviously French. But to you, they appear white, so you overgeneralize them with the statement that they are white. We overgeneralize a lot of labels.
Yeah, that's pretty true. It's just that's pretty true. That's pretty true. Because it's just like, hell, I figure, you know, because you know, it kind of freaks you out when you do see other races that sub race or sub, you know, thing, like there's like black Irish people. I'm like, what? They're black Irish people? Yeah, they're black Irish, black Germans, black Russians.
Right. The best example is like let's look at Eddie from Tekken. The nigga's Brazilian. Yeah. Everyone assumes that he's black just because he has dark skin like we do, but he's Brazilian. He doesn't classify as black. And we shouldn't look at him as black. We should look at him as Brazilian.
Believe it or not, like another one, believe it or not, is Cyrax. Now, technically, yeah, he's black, but it looked like he might be mixed with something. Might actually be another nationality.
Alright, so I can shoot you with arrows.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't, like, it's just, like, yeah, people are just fucking silly, and it's just so funny to me. And it just goes to show you how fucking closed-minded our generation is as a whole.
It shows
Like,
you how
that just
close-minded that people are in general, because I don't know about, like, our generation specifically. If we look at people from older generations, they'd tell you that the fucking moon is fucking a piece of paper. Alright, I mean, older generations are a lot more wild.
Yeah,
hey, what's up?
true.
How are you doing? I don't know how to pronounce your name, so please, if you speak English like fluidly or you know how to, please tell me how to pronounce your name properly. That way I don't misconstrue it or call you something that might offend you. But welcome to the stream. I'm from Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, Daimashi. Is your name Daimashi?
Hey, Breezy. Are you gonna be on tomorrow?
Oh yeah, bro. I'm off until Sunday, so I'm on all day.
Okay.
Because I want to try to have like just a let's talk. I want to try just having a let's talk stream to where we talk about subjects like this.
All right. Well, welcome to the stream, Daimashi. It's really nice to meet you. How are you doing this morning?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yo, that's a good idea, kind of. Cause if I do want, like, I want to, like, my topic would be why the Me Too movement is a bunch of shit.
Wait. Wait a second.
Nice. Let's play.
Can you run that back to me?
What would we play?
Okay, my thing is I'm not saying that women don't get harassed or raped or nothing like that. But why?
Oh, hold on, Raven, right now, don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it, bro. Don't do it. Do not talk about women, bro, because that is one thing we do not. We're not gonna talk about. You can't say the G word, and you cannot say the W word, bro. I'm sorry.
Wait, the G word? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But Daimashi, what do you want to play?
But and it's no disrespect or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying, we just don't want nobody to like scrutinize you or come at you sideways because they're like, because we have a lot of
if we're talking about if we're talking about stuff like in general topics like feminism and stuff, then that's fine as long as we don't take it too far. But talking about anecdotal problems are a whole nother thing. So if you said this woman and overgeneralized, then it might offend somebody.
I was gonna do it in a classy way without trying to get scrutinized, But I do understand what you're saying though, because the last thing I want is my words to get twisted up.
Exactly. That's why I had to pause you right there, because I didn't want someone to jump in, DeLorean stream and be like, oh well, DeLorean, your friend said this about women, and I don't think that this is right because of, what I'm saying, just the whole shit that we've been preaching about this whole time, because everybody, it's just silly, bro. That's all it is.
I mean, we can all do let's talk
from them trying to crucify you on social media, because then I'll have to jump in that motherfucker and be like, you got my nigga fucked up.
Yeah, you got a point there. You got a point, man. I gotta keep my follow stream going. I gotta keep my follow streak going. I'm getting 2 a day, nigga. I get one in the morning and 1 at night. It's just like taking medicine.
Yeah. If you want to talk about the, like DeLorean said, like feminism, I don't think it's incorrect, but I think a lot of the shit that they do, like, removing the word man from everything is unnecessary. If you want me to be technical, you see what I'm saying?
I speak English
one thing I find weird is that, you have Father's Day, right? They actually at one point wanted it to get rid of the holiday Father's Day. I'm like, why? You have people that still have good dads, single dads, some people that still have fathers in their home, or even stepfathers, I mean, they kids, but they treat them like it is. So you mean to tell me you want to punish the ones that aren't doing it, that aren't being real dads to their kids, for the ones that are doing it by just getting rid of the whole thing?
No, I'm sorry. We just had to go through something real quick.
That's the thing though, Raven. You know, they can't say anything like that to us because it's like a lot of feminists, not all of them, a lot of them though, do view men as like they're pretty much, if you want to really be technical, it's kind of like they think men is like the less dominant race, so they think men is not like the, you know what I'm saying? And that's if you want to be technically, it would be kind of like considered being like, it would be like a woman being racist towards a man, basically. not just being racist towards one kind of man. It's all of them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Women are kind of narrow-minded, and they don't even follow their own advice. They give it to another one.
And you know, it's like I said, you know, we don't need to get on the whole soapbox about how, because you don't want me to get on a fucking soapbox about that shit. I'll get on their ass. I don't give a fuck.
Raven, if you do that video or podcast or whatever, I'll definitely be on that subject.
If I do a video on what, Will?
The feminist thing, I'd definitely be a topic on it.
Oh yeah, I'd be a topic with it too if you believe the shit. Like I said.
Yo, well,
but there's two. But always remember, for social media and other purposes, so that way you don't get crucified, the word W and the word G are two not to be mentioned when you're talking about open-minded conversations, because people will get pissed off and then try to crucify you for misinterpreting your words.
Yeah, you got a point. So it's just like, yo, these G. No, you can't do it.
They come at me, I might have to high-tie their ass.
I mean, DeLorean's still streaming. We can have this conversation after he gets done streaming.
Like after, because I'm in the middle of a boss fight right now. Oh my god! If I die, then I'm gonna just close out the stream and say fuck it, because this has already been going on for too long. Jesus, are you just gonna teleport everyone?
Like there's so many different things. To me, it's very double standardish, you know.
Yeah. But that's the thing. But that's the world we live in, bro. The thing about it is, everybody's always hollering and talking about, well, you know, it's equality. We need equality on both sessions and everything like that.
Oh yeah. Okay. See, I already have something to say about that.
Exactly. But I already know you have something to say about the equality part. But that's how people view it. They're like, oh, well, everything needs to be equality. Everybody needs equality. But I'm like, where is all this equality coming from? Years ago, before all of this shit happened, and before they got into the you know, everybody got on the soapbox like, oh, you know, I mean, basically in reference terms and shit like that, like, oh, well, it's not fair that these people are like this, and why I can't have no choice or anything on it. But I'm like, oh, hold up, I'm killing this nigga. You dead, bitch. You dead. You dead, nigga. But
I can't wait for tomorrow.
Bro, what the fuck, man?
See, my thing with it is this: it's like, okay, you do want to holler about, you want equality. I feel like you want equality when it benefits you. You don't want equality. You just want equality, like. Okay, you remember that thing?
Guys, I died, so I'm gonna close out this stream. Anyway, I died. I'm gonna close out this stream for now. We'll probably get back to the Shadow of War stream tomorrow when I get out of school. So look out for about 11 to like between 11 and 1, preferably. That way we can finish out this game. Because obviously this is going to be a really long, drawn-out boss fight. I'm probably going to die like a shit ton, and there's probably like 2 more boss fights beyond this. So, yeah. But I'm going to close out the stream. You guys have a nice night, and I hope to see everybody that was in the stream today. I hope to see y'all later on today or tomorrow.